Oh, damn it! I forgot the music. Pirates of the Mesozoic, starring Craig Smith, Donald Von Griffin, Karen Torres, Leslie Denneberger, Bud Montgomery, me, Jim, Brandon Blackmore, and I'm struggling every day in every way to be less discombobulated than yesterday. So, I'm eating canned tamales, so forgive me from time to time. I'm going to be slurping that, and I'll try to remember to mute myself. For example.
Speaking of which, I will mute myself and go off camera while I eat dinner.
Alrighty then.
I'm still here.
Tonight's game brought to you by Kraken Rum.
Yeah, it's present one time. Any good?
A nice pirating drink.
Let me tell
Good
you,
as a.
Let me tell you, if I find beets, if I find dates, if I find sugar cane, if I find any of these things, the captain is getting a rum supply going.
There's a number of
Whatever
other
it
things
takes.
too.
Well, the thing is, Kraken. Okay, for good rum, Zaya, Z-A-Y-A. That, for the cost, is the best rum you can buy. It is fantastic. It tastes. You can drink it straight. It's really good rum, and it's not terribly expensive. It is, however, about twice as expensive as Kraken, which is, for its cost, the best rum you can buy to mix with fruit juice. So
Yes.
there are much cheaper rums, and they are horrific, like drinking sugarcane flavored battery acid. No, you don't want that. So at that stage, Kraken is what you want. Hey, sweetie, what's going on? You going to bed? You just want to kiss me?
We have no deductible. They're gonna send you an email.
Oh, okay, cool. Alrighty, that's fine. Yeah, Susan hit a bucket on the way home.
Brandon,
Yeah?
1 part Kraken, 2 parts margarita mixer, and throw in a dash of like Nassau liqueur. Or
And what would we be drinking then?
Or some other fruity sweet.
And what would the result of this be?
Daiquiri.
Oh, okay.
A spiced whatever fruit liqueur you threw in. Daiquiri.
My go-to
using
rum
that-
thing is about a quarter cup or so of rum, and then maybe about yay much of this, which is pineapple juice, and about yay much of this, which is orange juice, and then fill up the rest of the glass with this, which is ginger ale. Diet ginger ale, because one does want to watch one's figure. So, all right,
Man,
enough of
that's
that.
a really nice punch. That makes a really nice punch. I'm just telling you that is a really good that makes a really good daiquiri. If you don't add the fruit, then the spice is a little overwhelming.
All right. When
And
we
the
last
Nassau
left
liqueur,
our
it
brave
would be
team of
famous
explorers,
vodka.
when we last left you guys, you had met with the cyber-orcs, or what were they called, Donald?
Cyborgs.
Cyborgs. And that just tickles me. Oh, I found a really good picture of them. Hang on. Here's a good picture. I didn't have this last week. I'll show it to you now. Cyborgs.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
they are
that's
not.
slightly more aggressive than I was thinking.
Well, that's because when you met them, all of their cybernetics had stopped working about 8 years ago. So, you have a lot of cyborgs who are dragging metal legs around and have a crutch on one side, and their great big cyborg claw on one side is just kind of hanging there, and their cyborg eye, which should be red and provide them with a host of tactical data, is just dark and inactive, so they don't have any depth perception, much less, tactical data. And yeah, so they're kind of a motley, sad crew of cyber orcs when you guys meet them. However, you met the matriarch of the clan, and there's like about 150 or so. I mean, it's a good sizable number of cyborgs here, and they've been here for long enough to have settled down and planted things, and they have gardens and plants, and they hunt, and they're settled. They've got a town, a village, which is camouflaged from above by things that they've woven and made like camouflage nets out of. They are. It has the feel of a military camp, even though they are decrepit and mostly useless in a fight. But still, their mindset is they are a military camp, and you know they're trying to like survive in this hostile wilderness. As wildernesses go, you guys have seen much worse. So these guys were actually lucky to land where they did, because it's basically just a northern European forest, essentially.
Yeah.
No dinosaurs. Worst things you've actually run across. Who has survival? Dr. Anna. Dr. Anna has seen spore and whatever of wolves, but not wargs, not wolves the size of a Volkswagen. It's just ordinary everyday timber wolves. So these guys are really lucky to be stranded where they are. Other than the whole, all their cybernetics running out after they got here. Meanwhile, you hooked up with them and you made some kind of agreement that they were going to provide weapons to the settlers at Northwood's Rest. And there's like about 80 of those people. And they've been here about 6 months. And your intention, if I remember correctly, was you're going to take one of the less impaired cyber-orcs and a whole bunch of weapons to Northwood's Rest and see if they would be willing to trade some of their power supply equipment, of which they have far more than they will need for at least 2 generations.
Right.
Wind turbines and solar panels and things. And the orcs would give them weapons and teach them how to use them, and in exchange the orcs would get the power supply equipment and stop being crippled, essentially.
Yeah.
That's where I think we left off.
Making sure that they understand that when everybody's doing well, you two are not to fight each other, or I will come back and I will be very angry. And you do not want that.
One of the orcs looks at you
Or worse.
and says,
Or
you don't seem like very much of a threat. Why should I take that seriously?
No, I say worse. Or worse, I point at Dr. Anna. She will be very, very annoyed at you.
Lots of laughter when you point at Dr. Anna. You, they don't take seriously. Dr. Anna, that's just laughable. That is laughable. Of course, pitch all this down like 4 octaves. They're very guttural. And like 2 feet taller than you.
I love being underestimated.
Yeah, what?
Do you? Is that sarcasm?
Yeah. Oh no, it's an excellent tactical defense.
Yeah, I know.
I was it coming.
All right.
I was wondering if you wanted to shoot an arrow into the air, run out, catch it, shoot it back, run back, catch it.
Why?
The guy that the matriarch of the clan had picked to be the emissary of the clan, because both of his legs work. He's got like one cybernetic claw arm that just kind of hangs there, but his other arm is fine. And he's got like a cybernetic eye, but one of his eyes is natural, so he can see. So he's probably one of the more functional of the cyber-orcs. He looks at, because, Dr. Anna's a joke. He's not even going to dignify that with response. But he looks at Captain Harrows, and he says, "You think you have the strength to threaten us? All right, then." And he puts down the enormous bag of weapons. He says, and he puts himself in like a sumo wrestler pose with one arm because the other arm's just hanging there. And he's like, "I am ready, little man."
Should I demonstrate how much I can lift? I look at Captain Heroes.
Captain Harrows is the one who threatened to come back if they did not do what you said.
Yeah, first,
So
first
let's
off,
do it. What does Captain Harrows do?
First off, not a threat. I do not make threats. I make deals.
Right back.
And I stick to them.
It's the rest of us that are the threat.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Until we are threatened.
I don't make threats. I make deals. When I make a deal, I stick to my deal. I expect everyone else to.
I think your words are empty. You want to exert power over us, but you have no strength to follow through.
He's got a cybernetic arm, right?
It's just kind of hanging there, but yeah.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Oh my god. Seriously?
Yeah.
I won't even make you roll. All of a sudden, his cybernetic arm goes, and it like powers up, and he's like, what? And it goes, punk, punk, punk. And it has like massive claws, but you're not even doing that. You're just like the heel of the cybernetic claws, just like, punk, punk. He's like, what is happening? Punk, 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 punk.
And I power it down.
He like looks at his arm, and he looks at you. He looks at his arm, looks at you, and he goes, you have power beyond reason. I'm sorry. I meant no offense. And he goes and he picks up the bag of weapons. He's like, all right, whatever you say.
Like I say, I don't make threats. I make deals.
Your point is taken, small man. You do not have to teach grog twice.
Very well.
Let us go and make this deal if the humans will accept it. And the matriarch says, to who did she consider? Oh, she considered Dr. Anna the boss, if I remember correctly.
Right,
so
right.
the matriarch is like kind of like just watching this and not interfering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And after it's all over,
Neither am I.
after it's all over, she looks over at Dr. Anna and says, "Is this is this normally how your negotiations work?"
Only if needed.
It's effective. If there's anything else you need, please let me know. I would like to make this arrangement with the humans, if it's possible.
As would we. I think this would be best for everybody.
Well, may Papa smile on your negotiations. Great, awesome. Anyway, so big orc
so
guy is ready to follow you.
Yeah, on the way to town, I asked the rest of the crew. So, who wants to show our strength with the in the next town?
Oh,
Just in case. Yeah, who wants? Well, we got to go and negotiate with the humans. And you know how the humans.
An angry monster can impress people in the next town. They don't have any weaponry and they don't know how to use them.
Yeah,
We're
well,
talking about the other town.
You get a
we have
badger
to-
with the attitude that's going to impress them with its martial prowess.
we got to make sure that they don't think that once they get weapons, they suddenly have power. You never know; they might be reasonable, but I've met too many people to think that.
Some that
Sorry,
don't
the best we can hope for is to keep them in line for like a year or so. I mean, after that, they're on their own anyway. So
Yeah.
human nature is going to rear its ugly head. Human nature is going to rear its ugly head.
True. Okay. I just want to give somebody else the chance to pull a trick.
You're just trying to impress the natives with the shiny objects again, man.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't want to hog all the fun, is what I'm saying.
Well, let's go see how they react.
Okay.
well,
That
you know,
we march back with our arms full of weapons in an orchid town.
Well, if we really feel we need to show off powers, I can go next and do that whole arrow thing. That kind of sounds like fun. I'm pretty sure I can run my own arrows.
Let me double check something here.
And that is actually a classic.
Depends on how fast you shoot it. You shoot it full power. Yes, I probably couldn't.
Yeah, now isn't that one of her? No, that was Diana who did that. That was Diana who would catch her on.
What's your agility
Power
plus
3.
power? What's your agility plus power?
Agility plus power. Sorry. Where am I? 6.
Okay. According to this, okay.
I can go 470 kilometers per hour.
Hang on. An arrow from a recurve bow goes around 241 kilometers per hour. You can run 470 kilometers per hour. So you can literally outrun your own arrow. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm glad that works out that way because that's really funny.
By a fair margin. I'm like, that is.
Well, the thing is, it's about double. So she'd have to shoot on her action, and then on her next action, run, and she'd basically catch up to it and then catch it.
Right.
Or if it's not a fight action, it's a show-off action, it would literally be shoot it, run after it, be there when it shows up to catch it, and then shoot it, run back. It's like, hi.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right, then. You get back to the town.
Can I ask for a quick question?
What's that?
Did we get another experience point to put us up to 4, or are we still only at 3?
Yeah.
4. You were at 4. Oh, thank you, Leslie, for the reminder, because that's just something I meant to say. Everyone at this point should have 4 experience points. If you would, when you get a moment, not necessarily right now, but maybe when you're not the one talking, send me your current character sheet, and I'd be grateful for that, so I know what you can do. I'm not in a huge hurry, just when you get around to it. 4 experience.
The question is how much does it cost to make your take expertise in something?
1 point.
Okay.
Having a skill is 1 point. Having expertise in that skill is 1 point.
Okay. Okay, mental combat is now an expertise.
Why are my skills not showing up on my print sheet?
Okay, you guys get back to Northwoods Rest, and I'll show you a map of that.
Okay, I'm
because-
having a problem with my character sheet helper.
What's that?
My skills have gone blank. The box in print sheet 1.
Like just blank? Oh, can you share what it looks like? Share what it looks like. Maybe I can help. If not, we can just move past it and we can figure it out later.
Yes, I ought to be able to do this easily enough. Dying. I'm dying.
Nothing.
We lost Craig. Craig's gone. Did you type into that box?
I hope not. I see nothing up top here, so
Yeah. How about do Control Z and see what happens?
Control Z.
Well, do escape and then Control Z.
Escape. Control Z.
Do Control Z
Okay.
again.
I seem to have fixed
Aha! There you go.
Thank you.
See, you accidentally typed into that field, I think, is what happened.
Okay.
Okay, mine's coming in a Word format because I never could get that to work.
It's fine. Everything's fine. As long as you get it to me in some form, I'll be able to figure it out.
Okay.
Everything will be fine. All right, then. You guys get to Northwoods Rest, And I will share that again. Hang on a second.
And
And
I just sent you mine in an ODS format because I'm one of the cool kids.
okay, that's fine. Again, I don't actually need it today. It's just whenever you get to it. Yeah. The entire populace of Northwoods Rest, plus the McGregor farm, is about 80, 85 people, give or take. So you get back to here with an orc in tow. At which point, crowds of people.
We
What?
have an orc in town.
Yeah, you do. And he's got a, big backpack full of weapons over his shoulder.
Yep.
And the people, there's consternation and chaos as people run back and forth. Some people run into their houses and close the doors and bar the windows. Some people go and grab pitchforks or hoes or milking buckets, which is kind of confusing because you're wondering how that's going to be useful. But still, they hold up their bucket assertively.
Menacing dinner.
When all you got's a bucket, you hold up a bucket. So,
As
and
long as they're not Polish fishermen, we're fine.
and you guys come up to them. And
I loudly comment to the rest of the group, you'd think they've never seen anyone return victoriously before or something.
Seriously.
I mean, this is textbook, right?
Shall we start the whole "we come in peace" thing again?
Now, if they haven't figured it out by now, they never will.
one of the
They would
people
by now.
who
They're from a more supposedly a more advanced civilization, supposedly.
yeah, they've got their cowboy vests are made out of bubble wrap, and a few of them have
It said they're more
cowboy hats made out of
advanced
tinfoil. It's a very old west by way of the far future kind of a thing going on. Anyway, a guy with pitchfork steps forward toward you and says, "What are you doing? That's an orc."
Yes, he is.
I didn't want.
What's going on here? I thought, is he a prisoner?
No.
No, he's a friend.
We like making friends wherever we go instead of
Yeah, think of it as an exchange student.
Confusion is the general response.
He's
to that.
here to give you weapons and teach you how to use them.
Yeah, an emissary.
The orc, being the helpful sort of fellow he is, sets down his sack of weapons and pulls one out. And at which point, everyone simultaneously cries out, "Ah!" and boldly puts forward their farming implement of choice and takes a step backward when they do. Ah! He's attacking!
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's here to teach you how to use the weapons he's going to give you.
Who's in charge here, McGregor, or you all have some other form of mayor?
Yeah, we need to speak to one person who's level-headed rather than a mob of.
Yeah, that old man McGregor.
As it happens, old man McGregor is in town today because he's dropping off some stuff and picking up some other stuff. So, hang on, I'll give you a picture. I found a pretty good picture of old man McGregor. It's not like cropped to the right aspect ratio, but hopefully you can see it. This guy. He like steps forward and he goes, looks at you guys, and he looks at the orc, and the orc's holding the weapon, but he's not aiming at anybody. He's just like holding it in one hand. He's like, "All right then, what's going on here?"
Ah, good to see you again, sir. First, let me start by saying I regret that your grandson could not return with us. The mold got him.
He kind of nods stoically.
The thing that was carrying off the livestock.
No. Well, it was as much as I expected. So Joshua's gone.
I'm afraid so.
Right. Well, if it weren't for you and your folk, a lot more of us, I suspect, would be the same. So I have you to thank for that. It's not your fault that Joshua is taken, and I hope that you don't feel guilty about that.
Not even a little bit.
No.
Well, you don't have to, like, rub his face in it.
But anyways, we were
He's
able to-
grim, but, like, stoically accepting of the reality of the harsh world they've landed on.
However, we were able to find the source of both the infection and your tax on your livestock.
Is
Unfortunately,
he the only survivor?
no.
It isn't the orcs.
It wasn't the orcs. The orcs actually were having the same problem.
Murmur, murmur, murmur behind him. You'll have to explain that to me. Because
So remember how we
The infection was making you see orcs
the infection
instead of bugs. You never found no orc body. You never found no orc prints.
we all
Trust
know
me.
it was orcs, one guy says. And he
No,
just like
you don't.
he just
You
like
don't have
holds up his hand like, no,
evidence.
stop, let them speak. So
I'm
you say it
assuming-
wasn't the orcs.
No.
I'm presuming you guys still have medical technology and know what a hallucinogenic is, correct?
Yeah, we know what that is.
And microbes and plants can produce said hallucinogenics.
Right? No, what you say is true. And it's true, we found no orc tracks and no orc injuries and the sort of weapons one would expect orcs would to use. All of the injuries were of a more of a animal bitey nature. He's like, am I wrong? Who here will tell me I'm wrong? I thought not. Right then, continue.
All right. So there are no ill feelings now between this settlement and the
Oh.
clan.
I wouldn't say that.
Brandon,
The
Yeah.
clan of orcs.
these are high tech people. Show them some of the camera body camera footage of us fighting the whatever the hell they were. The bugs.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh. Yeah, dozen or so people crowd around John Erlang and they like look at his. Oh wait, so the picture is on like a little device? It's like a kid's toy. All right, that's fine. Let's take a look at it. And they're like peering at it, and yeah, it's you versus. Well, yeah, no, because it's a camera. It doesn't. There's no hallucinogenic involved. What you remember as, I don't remember what John Erlang saw, but whatever it was John Erlang saw when he was fighting them wasn't bugs, but the camera sees bugs. It sees horseflies, about the size of a loaf of bread. And yeah, the whole beginning to end is all you guys versus horseflies. And they all like look at it, and they're like, "Oh, son of a bitch, huh? That's all right then, yeah." Yeah, well,
And there's also all those carcasses.
yeah, well, no, that's plain as can be. Yeah, can't really argue with that. I mean, you'd have no reason to fake that.
Yeah, the orcs were having the exact.
Fine.
Now,
Wow. So the whole time it was these insects making us see whatever we were afraid of.
The insects were infected with the fungus we had to cure everybody, it's almost half the people in town of, and that's what was causing the hallucinogen.
I described the technology of the engine compartment of the ship in which the lab that this all escaped from was.
Several people. Most everybody just like looks at you blankly, like, "Oh, you found a crashed spaceship." Several people go, "Wait! You're talking about the aft compartment of the Endeavor. That's our ship."
with the lab.
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
The
it was
infection-
supposed to have laboratories so that we could custom design, you know, plants and animals and so forth to
Fungus.
essentially create a new world when we landed.
Well, it's been sterilized.
Oh,
What's left? It's about 20 miles that way.
It was the cause of the of the fungus. Let's just put it that way.
let's see. Let's see. 8, 3.
So they
11.
caused their own
Okay.
problems, did
You
they?
generally they don't
We like
want to
recovered-
believe that, but the general
We, like,
consensus
recovered
that
a
you
lot.
what say that
Yeah,
again, Donald?
didn't we like recover documents?
No documents as far as I
No.
can remember. No.
Didn't we get video of before we sterilized and like saw the ship with? The
Oh yeah. Oh, and the people who, anybody who sees that says, "Oh, that's the Endeavor." That is definitely the Endeavor. Although it appears that there's like another ship poking out of it, and I don't know what the deal is with that.
Yeah.
That
That's far-
must have
that's
happened
far-
after the, or maybe that was what caused the catastrophe. We don't. Most of us were in
Change storms can be
cryogenics at
very
the time, so
specific.
there's a lot of there's a lot of chaos and talking. It probably takes you like a good half hour to shut everybody up. Eventually, you get a couple of things that appear to be agreed upon. A, yeah, you found the ass end of the Endeavor, which is their ship, and B, yes, the Endeavor had biological laboratories which were intended to custom design life forms for this environment, and apparently that kind of went wrong a little bit. And C, either during, before, or after the catastrophe that crashed them here, another spaceship rammed into it, and they don't know anything about that because these people were all in cryosleep at the time. When they woke up, things were on fire and they were falling out of the sky, and it was all like, what do we do? What do we do? So that was their deal. They believe the fungus thing because they've seen it. They believe the bugs. They believe intellectually the orcs weren't behind it, but they still don't like orcs. So there's that.
Are they willing to learn how to use weapons from the orcs?
Yes. Now, next step.
Now, the next step is not to say, are they willing to do this? Next step is to say, well, these orcs have actually also been affected by the same thing and have also been keeping keeping away from you out of respect for you, because they saw of your settlement. They're now offering to provide, have a mutual relationship.
To introduce trade and peace between the clans.
Two things happen.
They would put.
One, because I rolled a 12 and then an 11. And that's before I add in, that's just like on the dice. So 2d6 got a 12, 2d6 got an 11, then you add
Wow.
reason or whatever. So two things happen. The people behind McGregor are like, woohoo, yes, we got weapons, awesome. and so that's like the, do we want weapons roll, I guess. And then, but McGregor, who's a more experienced gentleman, with an 11 says, whoa. And what would you be wanting in exchange?
Well, trade. Now this is something of my specialty. So, what they?
Oh, I'm sorry. What's that? What'd you say, Lloyd?
I said power. They need electricity.
Yes. But the orcs have an interesting way. Their method of trade is to give a gift that they see you are in need of and admire something that you have. And then there is a return gift
Of something
wow.
of the thing that they have admired. And it's capitalism. It's trade. It's just
And the humans roll a 4. No, what? They want power. And they all look at the guy, and it's pretty obvious that his cybernetics are inactive. And they're like, no. If they have power, they'll attack us. They'll have weapons.
No.
This is a ruse. No, this is pitchforks.
I point to the guy who said if they had weapons, they'd attack us.
Yeah.
You are a fool. If they wished to attack you, you would already be dead.
No, look at him. He can barely stand. Oh,
he's
that's
just
an
he's
insult.
one of
That
the
is an
worst.
insult. And the orc.
Well, he doesn't understand their language, I think.
Oh, actually, that's true. But it's the tone is
I
clear.
point out
He
to
reacts to
you-
the tone. Oh, okay. Wait. Back up. Back up 1 second. Yes, the villager's tone is clear. So,
Yeah.
Ergbuck, the guy you brought with you, he says to Donald, because it's a thing. It doesn't matter. Don't take offense, Dr. Anna, because the matriarch of the clan knows you're the one in charge, but this guy is not as sharp as she is, so he talks mainly to Donald. He says to Donald, he's like, "What is that one saying? Is he insulting me? If he's insulting me, I will tear his arms off." And he holds up one hand like, "Err."
I hold up a hand. Wait. I look over at the guy. He wants to make friends by tearing your arms off.
See?
I would
See?
be a better- I would
See?
be a
They're
better
dangerous.
friend if I were you. I would be a better friend if I were you. Now, the goal is peace and protection. Nobody here wants to anger us.
What would you say, Kieran?
Yeah, I'm gonna let him go with this.
Yeah.
It's like Dr. Anna's like, do what you're gonna do.
Well, I have performance, diplomacy, and manipulation.
Make some kind of roll. Tell me what you got.
Okay.
I will
Yeah,
make
Brendan,
a
while you're doing that,
combined.
how are these power sources that this place has set up?
One more time.
How are these power sources that this place has set up? Is it like solar panels and things like that?
Solar panels and wind turbines. The kind that look kind of like mixer blades.
Egg beaters. Yeah.
Egg beaters, yeah. So they've got a combination. And just even you guys' level of technology, and you're just assuming that theirs is better than yours. They have every single building has one of these things. And your cursory experience with this in the world of 2019 Earth is that any one of these things could probably power the whole town. But they have, 4 cargo containers full of them, so why not have one for every house? Why not?
All right, cool.
A 9.
Oh, geez. We, the crowd, rolled a 5, plus our presence, and plus we're like a whole lot of people, so I'm going to give a bonus on that. It's still not. Yeah, what you make a persuasive argument. So the crowd they're not convinced, but they calm down a bit. McGregor, who's been quiet for most of this, says, "All right then. Let me make sure I understand what you're proposing." Sometimes he sounds Scottish and sometimes he sounds Norwegian, and I have trouble being consistent. So just flow with it.
No
So-
worries.
Oh, let me understand what you're proposing. The orcs give us weapons. Now, we're just kind of us taking it on faith that these are the same weapons that they've got, and not some garbage that they would cast aside and don't work anymore, right?
Would you like me to look through it and see if it's good? I happen to be good with that stuff.
Yeah, this man is here to train you in the use and maintenance of these weapons,
It's like,
and they're a whole lot better than what you've got right now.
and as you
Well,
can see, it's not a huge stack. This is a gift to show you their goodwill and to see what they have to offer. Why would they offer you crap if they're offering to sell you more of the same?
All right, then. What you say makes sense. And in exchange, they want power so that their mechanical
they can
parts
stop
can work
with-
again.
So
So
that
they
they can stop living like it's the 18th century Earth.
Like, yes, because with their cybernetics are fantastic unless they don't work, in which case it's hard to walk and move and function. even just enough power to do that would make everybody's life be better. So this is they're offering you, this isn't all they're offering you. They're offering you equal trade. This is a gift to show you what they're offering.
They're also offering peace as part of the agreement.
Yes, they actually.
So, no. I think I understand what's going on here.
War is bad for trade.
Here's what I have to say, and this is aimed more at the people behind him than it is to you. He's looking at you, but he's kind of like tilting a little to his side so the people behind him can hear him. So they're really his audience, and this is fairly obvious.
Right.
He's like, if we do this, if we take your weapons and we give them power, then what we see here, which is, let's face it, he's barely a cripple of an orc. His arm doesn't work, his eye doesn't work. They'll be fully powered, fully capable of coming in here and taking anything they want. Our women, our animals, our houses, our lives. But maybe they'll be friends.
Oh, they will be.
And behind me here, this guy rolled an 11 on his reason roll, so he really does understand what's going on. He rolled really, really well, which is the only reason why I'm doing this whole
It is their
thing.
wish
He says,
to be
hang on,
friends.
but if we don't, what are the chances they'll be our friends then? Not damn likely.
And even without power in their weapon and their cybernetics, they still have all the weapons.
They have all the weapons, and how many of them are there? You've been there. How many are we talking about?
Enough to wipe out this town without even taking us.
Let's focus on something else besides just you two groups. How about other enemies that might attack you, not the orcs, somebody else, another creature, other people, whatever? That's a problem too. You need to be able to defend yourselves against that. There's plenty of that on this planet.
Have you seen a lot of things like this? Other than the insects.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes. There are many groups out there. We haven't even met them all yet. Only a small.
Oh my! I know where to start. The Utah Raptors, the plesiosaurs, the
Maybe a tour.
Utah Raptors sounds like a football team.
It's actually a basketball team, Ren.
Maybe
Is it really? That's hilarious.
Maybe a quick tour of some of these places to show this guy what else is out there is in order.
He's like, well, no. I've heard enough. I've heard enough.
Okay.
He turns around and he faces the people behind him. It's like, you know me.
We haven't even hit the haunted forest yet. That's going to be fun.
You know me. You know where I stand on things. I've got my family. I've got my homestead. I see it like this. We have a choice here. We can help someone who asks for it and get weapons. Yeah, sure. Maybe that's important. But we can maybe make a friend out of somebody who was an enemy. Or we can turn our backs on them when they need the help. And make an enemy of somebody who might not have been an enemy. And I'm thinking, here, now, we don't need more enemies. So I'm thinking, we make this deal, we see how it goes. What say you? And there's like, and then like, people start raising their hands. It's like, oh, all right, I'm in. Yeah, I'm in. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Come on. Yeah, why not? Yeah, and it kind of like builds up because they rolled an 11. So yay! All right, they turn and say, all right then. Yeah. All right. He holds out his hand to the orc, and the orc like looks at it. He's like, to Donald's like, is he?
Yeah,
What does he want?
Tell him to shake his hand.
Gently.
Grabs the guy's hand and shakes it.
Grass palms.
All right then. All right, great. You've got a
It's a deal.
tentative treaty between the orcs and the people of Northwoods Rest. Yay!
Yes. And the orcs are going, and I am definitely taking notes on that on those cybernetics.
All right then.
Not to
Uh,
mention, we've successfully brokered peace.
well, for now, cross your fingers.
Yeah. Now we've got to now the languages have to be taught.
Yeah, gonna have to see if they've got like a little girl or something who's good with languages. That'd be hilarious.
Here's the problem.
Let's see. We're from the
they would
far-flung
be the
future.
best.
Do we have some kind of universal translator widget? Because, hey, it's like the year 45,000 and something.
Oh,
Or
okay.
4,500 something. Let's see. Anything greater than 8, and they've got something. I rolled 9! Woohoo! Yeah. Somebody's like, wait. I think we have a translator module. Hang on. And somebody goes back to one of the cargo modules that has not been turned into housing, and they dig through it, and they find a number of random entertaining things, and then they find a translation module, and they come out to the orc, and they push the button, and it comes out basically like Woody Allen narrating something. It's like, so I always wanted to be anyway, it's like that. It's like, so this is a rifle, and you pick it up, and that's where you push the button. The orc's like, it's like, all right then, now you're holding it a little weird. You gotta hold it up higher. It's a problem with the translation. But anyway, they know what he's saying. It just comes out kind of weird, and in a way, it's kind of good because the English voice they hear is not threatening. So,
Right.
and Dr. Anna and Donald, Captain Harrows, they know that what the orc is saying is not threatening. And if that's what it takes to make it sound that way to people who are hearing English, then maybe that's okay. So, yeah. There's a certain element of suspicion still, but things seem to be on the right track
Peaceful trade. That's what I like.
for now.
Because then everybody likes us. Yeah, and if we have to come back and straighten things out, we will, and they will be.
They'll come back later. All the humans are dead. The orcs have slaughtered them. Won't you feel
Yeah,
bad?
and whoever started it will feel our wrath, I'm sure.
I'm just
But if they were
wondering.
going to implode like that, then we're going to implode anyway.
Fair enough. Just wondering if you come back later and all the humans are dead, will you feel bad?
No.
No,
No.
we'll just go on an orc hunt.
Alrighty then.
Matriarch has already seen what I can do.
As has Gerpfak, or whatever the name of the guy is you brought with you. Oh, he's
Yeah.
like totally on board with whatever Donald says. Whatever Captain Harrow says, he's like, oh, yes, War Master. Or it's loosely translated as War Master. The context is that it's not someone who he's actually sworn to, which is the matriarch, but someone that he respects greatly. That's the context of that.
Yeah. I'll take that as a translation of Captain.
It'll work. Now what?
Didn't we have one more city we needed to go to find out what was going on? Because we still haven't found all of the contamination, have we?
As far as you know,
Captain Harris
yeah,
needs to
you
figure
have.
out how to recharge the orcs too.
I'm sorry, what?
Captain Harris needs to figure out how to recharge the orcs too.
Oh, they
Yeah,
can figure that out
that's-
themselves. Once things kind of settle down, and Gerthak takes a look at their power generation stuff, which they watch suspiciously, and he's like, huh, all right, no, simple polyphase reverse some of the blah 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 techno babble, and he like pops some stuff open, and he like pops a thing open on his arm, and he like pulls out some cables, and he changes a couple of circuits, and he plugs some stuff in, and he like waits for like a minute, and then his eye lights up. He's like, oh, I can see again. I can see again. And he's like so happy that he can see fully again. and he like looks at the nearest human and he picks them up and grabs them, and they scream and they scream and they scream, and he hugs them like a little kitten. He's like, I could see, I could see. Of course, to them it sounds like, "Ah! Ah!" And meanwhile, the human's like screaming and screaming and screaming.
But then the translator comes in.
Ah, I can see. This is terrific. I love this. I can see, is what the translator says. And the person screaming is like, so he's not gonna eat me? He's like, and then the translator like
hugging
repeats
you.
to him, he's like, he's like, what? No. Oh God, no. God, why would I eat you? No. This is fantastic. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And the people are like, okay. It's weird and awkward, but eventually it blows over, and he can like hold up his arm like this. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Ah. Anyway, pure joy from the orc, and it's not a big deal. They can do that with everybody. And then, what are you guys doing?
I think it's time for us to move on, guys. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
How are they going to get the? Are they going to? Is this guy's here to teach them how to use the weapon? Somebody's got to take the power unit back to the orcs.
That's that's part of the whole trading thing. That let them handle it. They're adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll figure that out.
They're smart enough to figure it out from here.
We were just getting this
If
started.
not, Brandon, please let us know that they are not smart enough to handle it from here, and we will.
No. Essentially, once you get over that hurdle of, yeah, there's a fully powered orc who is not disemboweling them, who's actually very, very, very happy to be able to like be fully functional again after like 8 years of dragging around a dead cybernetic limb and being half blind. Yeah, this because this will have come up at some point during the conversations. The cyborgs, they got stranded here like 10 years ago. Their cybernetics all went dead like 8 years ago. They've been dragging around dead cybernetic limbs for 8 years. Some of them died who had like organ replacements that failed, and but the ones that the replacements were not necessary to life, they've been just dragging around these metal pieces for a long ass time. So being functional again is fantastic. Like the guy you brought with you, he's just joygasm. He could not be happier, and he is so grateful. And yeah, it's just not even the idea of hurting these humans is just so far from his mind. Humans are a little more suspicious, but at the point where he's like being like this huge green cybernetic puppy dog, it's hard to resist that. It's hard to resist the appeal of genuine gratitude. So it's working. It's working. And then he'll start showing them how stuff works, the guns work and the laser swords work.
Yay.
Speaking of laser swords, the orcs have something that is like a spear with a lightsaber on the end of it. And Michael showed interest in that. And he's more than happy. They're more than happy to give Michael a couple of those to do whatever you want with. Because you're describing what you want. They don't really have that.
Mm-hmm.
But, here, have 3 of these, and I'm sure you can make something that's appropriate.
Well, he'll take it in his hand, and then he'll start doing all this fancy staff work, and yeah, this'll work.
All right, then.
Thank you.
But between you and Captain Harrows, you can probably make a double-bladed lightsaber thing. You just got to go take it into the shop and take things apart and put them back together.
You want.
Yeah. All right, then. So, yay, we can conclude the Northwoods Rest portion of the adventure. Not everyone's completely happy, but in general, things are going in a positive direction, and let's all be hopeful.
And if I ever need any pre-made cybernetic parts, I know who to go to.
Okay.
Because we have friends who make use of these things.
All right. Oh, McGregor thanks you for your help. Because he's like, I'd never have thought in a million years that we'd ever make some kind of peace treaty with orcs, but you people made it happen. Good on you. If you ever need anything, feel free to come back. If we have it, you can have it.
Well, now that you mention it, the town of Tranquility is where we landed.
I don't know that. Where is that?
It's
I describe where it is.
The way you guys came, it's about a half a day's travel for somebody with their level of technology, because you don't see any land machines like you've got. You don't see any land speeders. You don't see anything like that. So on foot, we're talking like 3 days walking.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely unpleasant days walking.
Yeah.
Through some pretty scary territory.
Yeah, so we're probably not
Yeah.
going to get a trade route set up just yet, until we can start building vehicles for each enough vehicles to create a caravan.
Working on it. Working on
You
it.
know one of those solar units that we could have?
What?
The solar unit and the converter. Do you have one of those we could have?
Oh, we've got more than those we need. Look in the red cargo container. We've got at least 50 more.
Okay. How big is it?
The
Like
cargo
foot locker
container or
size?
the things?
No, the one of the power units.
In the packing container it comes in, it's about the size of an IKEA bookshelf. It's a long flat box essentially.
We have our vehicle here, right?
Yes, you do.
We can load it into our vehicle then.
Yes,
Yeah,
you can.
and deal with it.
The solar ones, the
I
wind
will
ones
go
are
back.
the wind ones are slightly larger. They're about the size of a what are the bed size? Twin bed, like a twin bed mattress. That's about how big the wind ones are in the box. The solar ones are about half that size.
Probably the solar's the better. We do get plenty of sun.
I was figuring Erlang could just fly some of them back to Tranquility and get them set up real quick.
Well, I'm putting them in the mech, man. You built that stomper. It's got plenty of storage space. Besides that, you only need one. You can make copies.
Yeah, we're just gonna take.
I don't know what the solar panels are made out of, but you could probably come up with some sort of gee whiz way to copy the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what are you taking with you? Because they'll let you take within reason anything you want, because you have helped.
Probably
I just
like
want one of the solar panel sets. If nothing else, I can use it to recharge my batteries.
Yeah, parts.
Okay, so not the wind ones then. That's fine. You load a box on the crawler. Not a problem.
We ought to be able to. No, we ought to be able to stuff one of those wind ones down on the little lounge area.
You have more than enough room on the crawler to put whatever you want.
I'm sure there's like a storage space. Yeah, let's take one of each. That's greatly appreciated. That'll help a lot.
No. For what you've done, this is the least we can do.
And do they have like 3D printer parts maker type technology?
Do they? Let's see. If I roll 8 or less, they do. So let's find out. Because they're from like a weird future. It's far future, but their far future is not as far as you would expect their future to be, if you know what I mean. Oh, no. They're like 3D maker. What? It's like what you're describing sounds like science fiction to them. Literally.
Wow.
Oh,
We're gonna have to find another.
let me take a step back.
another-
Because this is actually one of the things that is important to convey about the setting. There is more than one future in play here. When you describe 3D printers that existed in the world you came from, they're like, what? That's remarkable. It's like something that is science fiction to them is something that actually existed in the world you came from.
Right.
They're the future as envisioned by 1980.
I was thinking like in Dune. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their future is like 10,000 years in the future, and like some of the stuff is like right out of the 1950s.
Yeah, it's post Juggler and Jihad. We have already figured that out.
Yeah. So anyway, they don't have the thing you're describing.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, once we figure out how a transport to a way to improve transportation between colonies, we'll definitely have to set up. It'll definitely behoove us to set up trade between the different colonies, since each colony seems to have something that would benefit the other colony.
That sounds reasonable.
So we will keep.
Whoop up in the Wicked Witch of the West.
But we still have stuff to do before we get that far. Yes, so we do need to now that we're done here, we should get going.
Just to remind you guys, that's what the land machine looks like. So up on top of that, where you see those three people standing there, sitting there, you can stack up all kinds of stuff up there. You've got more than enough room for stacking things up if you want to take stuff with you. So taking a box of solar panel and a box of wind turbine, not a problem. Completely
that's the
usable.
Sun Lounge. That's the Sun Lounge. That's where we serve drink.
However, when you guys mention the Wicked Witch of the West, Urgok, the big orc guy, who is at this moment teaching someone how to use one of the lightsaber spears, he looks over. He says to Captain Harris, he's like, "The word you just used in," he's talking in Orcish, right? "The word you just used in your tongue. What did that mean?"
The Hag of Crag Keep is what she calls herself.
That name is not familiar to me. What does this creature look like?
Hang on, show him a picture.
Hot topic looking teeny bopper flies around on a broom.
And none of that means anything to him. What does John Erlang do?
Show him a picture.
Of what?
My attack on had Craig Keep.
Remember, he flew up in her face and chopped.
Did you have your a body camera on at the time? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh.
Now that we can,
All right then.
yeah.
So you have a video camera of John Erlang flying up to a woman dressed like Morticia Adams, flying on a cross between a great big Amish broom and a land speeder, flying through the air with smoke behind it, and he attacks the broom, and then it zooms off. And the orc looks at that and says, "You've seen her."
Yeah.
Yes, she has annoyed us.
Yaga!
We are on our way to teach her manners.
We know Ba'ab Yaga. She offered us a deal.
Let me guess.
Did
She
you?
was looking for humans to use in her experiments.
Humans? No. She offered us power to make us whole, to make us strong.
What did she want in return?
The eye of a dead god. Wotan!
And you've got one of those?
No, but she knew where it was. And if we would go and bring it to her, she would make us whole. We asked her why. Why do you want this thing? But she said she would not say.
Yeah, the last town that declined her offers got poisoned. That's what we're going our way to talk to her about.
No. Poison? No, we were not poisoned.
I wouldn't deal with her. She's not a very nice person.
Oh, we didn't. Only a fool fights when he does not know why. So we said no.
Where did she want you to go to get the eye of the dead god?
We did not get to that stage of the negotiations.
Yeah.
Good.
Unimportant. It was a wise joke.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It would be nice to know. We might want to head off and grab one of those things.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was if she was going to try to send them all the way out to Tranquility.
No,
Is the Eye of Wotan in your Tranquility?
no.
That was probably a different thing. Yeah,
Yeah, she's looking for the thinking machine there. She's wanting Georgie.
Yep.
Georgie also declined her offer. He didn't. He thought it sounded suspicious.
Georgie sounds wise. Only a fool agrees to fight for someone else when he does not know what they want. Or why they want it.
Agreed.
This was a
However-
hard decision to make. Because being empowered would have been good. But we were in the right. Because now you have brought us this. Our treaty with the humans. And I think this is going to be a good thing.
Yes.
Beware, Baba Yaga.
Oh yes. Well,
Baba Yaga.
Yeah. Suddenly, I want an Eye of the Dead God just to see what makes it tick.
of course you do.
Anybody
Once
hear of like?
you capture and kick the snot out of what's her name, you can ask her where the Eye of the Dead God is.
Anybody here have like mythology or something as part of their background?
I'm
Usually Asian mythology.
archaeology,
It's not
so
Asian.
I
Dr. Anna
So-
might. Anybody
Oh,
else would it, this is specifically Northern European mythology. Anybody have a background in that? It'd be culture.
I have expertise in culture, and I
All right.
haven't-
Hey, Dr. Anna, make a culture roll, and I will roll against you and tell you if you come up with something based on what he just said.
What does it do? Expertise.
10.
Not great.
Eh.
Let's see what I get. Oh! As it happens, you make it. Okay, he mentioned the Eye of Wotan. Well, Wotan is another name for Odin.
Oh,
So the
yeah.
Eye of
I don't know
Odin.
about a character.
It does
Odin
sound familiar.
Traded one of his eyes for wisdom.
For wisdom, for the runes.
Yeah. So the sounds like what he's describing might be the Eye of Odin. Okay, that doesn't.
It might be what sparked the written word.
There you go.
The thing.
That's
from-
what you got, and that's all I'm going to give you. All right then.
Hey, it was that's still quite interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that she
So-
wants Georgie, the thinking machine, and she also wants the Eye of Odin or Wotan.
Right.
She wanted the orcs to go get the Eye of Wotan. So we've lost Leslie. Leslie, come back! Come back, Leslie!
And apparently, she also wants a half a dozen humans to experiment on.
Yes.
Actually, not
You
to be
think
too
somebody
pedantic about it, but that was the black spider.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you think somebody with her level of power that wouldn't be a problem. She'd just tell minions to go fetch me 6 humans so I can experiment on them. You think that'd be easy?
Yeah. I wonder. If
Leslie's
Black,
gone, but I'll go ahead and she'll catch up.
I wonder if Black Spider was trying to run his own experiments.
Most of what you guys know about the exchange between Edgelord and the Black Spider comes through Captain Harrows, who's exhaustively read all of their emails. Not
No,
creepy at all. Not creepy at all. Reading other people's emails. So
I did a quick download. Craig was the one who actually.
Yeah, I've been studying them.
Yeah.
oh, was it? It was actually Isco who was doing that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It does. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. But the gist of what I can give you about that is that there are things that the Hag of Cragkeep wanted, but the big number one is the thinking machine. The whole like humans to experiment on. You get the feeling that was the Black Spider that wanted that,
Thank you.
who works for the Hag, but also has their own agenda.
Okay. Poor Seymour.
You remembered his name, Seymour. Awesome. I'm so happy.
Are you kidding me?
I'm pleased you remembered Seymour's name. And I imagine if you ever meet him,
And you align.
Seymour will be happy that you
Seymour,
remembered
you
his
know.
name. What, Lloyd?
I said, if the fates hand you something as easy as a name like Seymour for an opponent, yeah, you don't forget it.
Yeah. That Seymour and Serial. I'm loving them.
Cyril's Edgelord, Seymour's the
I'm
Black
glad-
Spider,
I'm hoping that we run into Cyril again.
Man,
He was
you
a
guys,
hateful little-
you
he
guys
was a
kick
hateful
Cyril
little
to the
prick.
curb. If you ever see him again, he's probably just gonna want to kill all of you. So, just the longer that goes, the better you are.
He's gonna have a real hard time doing it.
You think so, do you? All right then.
No. One grapple, drop him from on high, tie him up.
Well,
while
the thing
he's
is, you've already
on
done that once, so he's prepared for it.
Mm.
Ah, yeah, see?
Yeah, next time drop him into the ocean for crying out loud.
Yeah, well, no, I figure we'll start with fire.
Anyway, so there you are on the land machine, the orc, and by this time a couple of more orcs have come, because there's been some communication. So a couple of more orcs have come from the village of the orcs and the humans, and they're all kind of like conversing, and they've got the universal translator device to kind of, talk to each other and teach the humans how to use the weapons and the orcs how to use their power equipment, and they've taken back a couple of wind turbines or solar panels or whatever. So that is all moving along nicely, and it appears that with a little bit of grumbling, things are going to work out okay. So you guys are on the land machine. You've got at least one wind turbine and solar panel set stacked up on top of the thing, and you're ready to go. Where are you going? What are you gonna do?
Well, the next step was through the haunted forest.
I thought there was one other village we needed to check going in the opposite direction, just in
No.
case we didn't catch all the infection.
No.
Yeah.
You got that. You got all
Oh, we
that.
did? Okay.
Yeah, and unless I've got a tree harvesting rig for the front of this crawler.
No, you don't.
Do I?
No.
Darn, then we can't just plow our way through the forest.
No, the
I
path
can burn
is
down the trees.
the
Just
path
do
is a
path.
you have a okay. So you take the crawler back about a half a day to where the House of the Dragon is, and it's I don't know like 50 feet or so from a path into the haunted forest, which appears to be made of like white stone that is about 8 feet wide, 2 meters wide. Roomy for somebody walking, but not wide enough to drive the crawler through.
Oh my god, I just figured out how to solve Edgelord.
Okay, I'll give you this, and then we got to move forward. Okay.
Sign him in at the House of the Red Dragon.
What?
Sign him in at the House of the Red Dragon.
It's just House of the Dragon. There's no red.
Or House of the Dragon.
And what would that do?
Well, if he's immortal, he has all the time in the world, literally.
Oh, like Erlang.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. We don't know if he's immortal. We just know that he can't. Any damage done to him bounces back.
Right.
It doesn't mean he isn't going to age.
You're right.
It's true.
Well,
That's true. Erlang's immortal. Erlang could check in and never check out, and
Yeah.
just have a grand old time, if a little bit dull after a
But
while.
eventually, the Edgelord will probably age and die naturally.
Don't we all? All right, so there you are at the land machine, and there's the path into the haunted forest, which is crushed white stone. And the haunted forest itself is like big, gnarled, twisted trees. And from the time you leave Northwood's Rest to the time you get here, the weather gets darker and darker and more overcast and cooler and more overcast and more misty until the time when you get here, it's like, is it early morning? Is it late evening? You can't tell because it's just kind of gray and gloomy and
Perpetual twilight.
yeah. Now what?
How big is the haunted forest? So what's the distance between us and the castle we're supposed to be storming?
About 2 miles. Not that long. If you're just
Oh,
walking,
right.
not
Yeah.
that long. However, as Erlang will remember, the Crag Keep itself has harpies flying around it,
Yep.
which are aggressive. So flying in is dangerous.
Well, I was thinking about or planning on walking anyway. It's only a couple of miles.
It's only a couple of miles. How long could it take?
Unless there's something funky about the
It's a haunted
Oh.
forest. How bad could it be?
I expect.
Now we're going to be surrounded by dinosaurs. Go figure.
You haven't seen a dinosaur in a while.
Yeah, I'm starting to miss them.
Yeah, no, I expect all kinds of booby traps. I'm
They're
sending.
known quantity.
I'm sending
Yeah,
it.
we put the dinosaurs. I know what's going to happen. Oh, look, it's a dinosaur. I think it's going to try and eat my ass.
Let me
You know
kill
what?
it and
I
put
don't like that
it
for me.
over a pit.
Yeah, no, I'm sending at least one of my minions ahead as a scout. Let him trip all the booby traps.
It salutes and promptly trots ahead of you down the white, crushed stone
and you're a pit
path.
trap full of alligators.
Sorry, what, Lloyd?
I said, and into a pit trap full of alligators. Isco, as I recall, you're the good scouting type, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll go invisible.
As I have survival as well.
And shape
All right.
into something that's four-legged. And
Anybody who has survival, please make a survival perception roll. Oh wait, that's not right. Survival reason roll.
13.
That's
I rolled really well.
11,
not too hot for me.
14.
Who got 13 or more?
14.
I'm not even gonna try to roll.
All right. You walk down the path for a little while, and it isn't straight. It curves back and left and right. And as you're walking on, your feet are crunching on the white stone, and anybody who rolled 13 or more looks down, and you realize the white stone you're walking on, you like stop and you like pick up, and it's a tooth.
Bones.
Yeah, it's crushed. Oh, way to steal my thunder, man. Yeah, you realize
Would we
what you're
expect-
walking on are crushed bones.
God, I knew it before you even picked it up.
Yeah, that was almost expected.
Teeth, little piece of a femur. Look, a toe joint. Yeah, it's
You
white.
realize at some point later on, it will be pitch dark, and all of the lanterns will be skulls, right?
So because Isco didn't even roll, does that mean he's oblivious? Doesn't even realize what he's walking on?
Dooby doo.
Oblivious
Crunch,
like
crunch,
that.
crunch, crunch.
It's probably better that way.
I'm reminded of the scene out of the 13th Warrior. Yeah.
Oh, I finally watched that. Loved it.
Yeah, you're in
That's one of my
Halloween
favorite-
land.
That was a really great telling of Beowulf.
I love that movie. Anyway, so yeah, the people who notice that you are walking on a path of crushed bones, and teeth and skulls and so on.
I'm not going to point this out.
No, I'm not
Does
that
anyone point this out?
Nope.
No.
All right then, you walk on for a little while.
Perception be app-
What?
Would straight perception be applicable?
You can roll, sure. Why not?
11. Not quite
Hang on.
enough. Never mind.
Let me. Let me see what you get. Plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. It takes Captain Harrows a little bit longer to clue into it, but John Erlang and Dr. Anna see. This is the kind of funny thing. You're like walking along, and Dr. Anna and John Erlang look over at Captain Harrows, and Captain Harrows just like looking at the ground, and he's like, "Huh," and he like stops and he like picks up a piece, and it's like, it's a tooth.
Yes. No.
Leave it.
Ah, should have expected it.
Later on, lantern skulls.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I was thinking those purple incandescent lights and spider web pattern gauze.
Oh yeah, that too. The purple incandescent lights are in the skulls.
Right.
Right then. You walk around, and the path starts curving. Like, It curves, and you're pretty sure at this point you're walking away from the direction you want to walk.
I knew that.
Do you leave it and try to go straight? You're positive you are currently walking away from the crag keep.
Navigation. Am I?
Oh my gosh, you are such a. Let me roll. Hey, okay, 3. Make a navigation roll. This is navigation plus reason, unless you've got expertise, in which case you do something.
I got from Dover.
Pro from well, that's more academic. That's like when you're talking about it. This is actually doing it.
Oh, okay.
What do you got total?
In that case, the closest I've got is piloting somehow.
Make a roll. Tell me what you get.
Skill roll.
It would be 2d6 plus your reason.
Reason. Yeah.
And if you have expertise,
I'm
you
just
re-roll 1s and 2s on survival. It's a
14.
survival thing for navigation.
14.
Oh, son of a bitch. You beat it by 1. You needed to hit a 13. You are most definitely walking directly away from Crag Keep at this moment. You're on the path. It has not. There are no forks. It is one path, but it has curved, and you are now walking directly away from Crag Keep. Crag Keep. What are you doing? What do you want to do?
Okay, and stay on the path. That is.
Are you
like,
sure you don't want to leave the path and try to go?
That is rule number 1 in a haunted forest. I mean, from the Irish to the Slavs.
Well, if you say so. As you're walking down the path, it starts to curve again to the left, which Captain Harrows knows means you're actually moving more in the direction of Crag Keep. And there is a kind of like a clearing. The path widens, and there's a tree in the middle. And on the tree is a teddy bear that has been crucified.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
The teddy bear.
Wrong.
Yes,
Just
it's a teddy
watch,
bear. It's about,
Brian.
about, I don't know, a big teddy bear, but a teddy bear. Like, about yeah big. About yeah big.
You
Next
know,
for the clowns.
I'll go ahead and
You
pour
know,
it.
you know what I'm thinking?
I
I'm
don't know
thinking
what you think.
that's a bit much for the hag. I'm betting Seymour's up to this one.
I was actually kind of thinking that.
What'd you
This
say, Lloyd?
sounds more like a Seymour kind of thing than a hag kind of thing.
I actually agree.
What did you say, Lloyd? I didn't quite hear that.
I'll take the teddy bear down.
Oh, it's just a teddy bear. It's a stuffed animal.
No, pull
It
the,
has
pull the
had-
nail. Pull the
It's had
nails.
nails nailed through it, but other than that, it's a teddy bear.
Yeah, pull the nails. Lay the poor teddy bear on the ground. Leave it there in peace. Continue.
It does not respond. It is a stuffed animal.
Okay.
Oh, the harpies. I should show you this because I just want to remind John Erlang what the harpies look like, because this is what is waiting for you if you fly. They're
Yeah.
scary. They're mean. There are lots of them.
Define lots.
30, 40?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah. All right. There you go.
And as powerful as we are, I don't think we can fight them all.
If I
You
have
might. You guys are amazing. You might be able to kill all of them. I don't know.
I was gonna say, depending on how tightly they fly their formations.
Mr. Explosive Ordnance might be able to do something about it. All right. So you crunch along the white path. After a while,
I go ahead and take the teddy bear.
so John Erlang took it down and rested it respectfully on the ground. You pick it up. What do you do with it?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep it.
You stuff it in a backpack or what?
Yeah, I figure I've probably got some kind of webbing rig. I'll tuck it in. Be carrying
Sure.
it like cable.
I'm sure there's no way that will turn out badly.
Well, my plan is to throw it at Seymour and animate it.
It's not mechanical in any way. It is a
I
stuffed
have,
animal.
I know. I have object animation.
You
I
do.
can
That
make
is
it
true.
run around and act like a stuffed animal, like on Toy Story.
Oh, you guys.
All right.
All right then. You
It's
rock
a
down the
control
crunchy
system
white
thing.
path for a while. After a while,
Okay.
you know, it veers back and
tuck it-
forth a bit.
How about this, Brandon? I tuck it in with the rest of my minions, and they slowly give it an exos or a internal
Endoskeleton, yeah.
mechanism, so that
An
it can run out.
endoskeleton.
And then
Yeah, I
just,
think you could turn it into a minion, man. That'd be awesome.
You make it into a Ray Harryhausen miniature.
Ocean zombie teddy bear, even better.
yeah.
Right then. You crunch along for a while.
Whoever,
Half hour
whoever
or so
did that-
goes past.
Whoever did that, I want the teddy bear to go ahead and attack him.
Crunch along for another half hour or so. And just off the path, you see a 18th, 19th century carriage. Like big wooden wheels and like a little wooden house on top of it. Carriage, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like a stagecoach kind of a thing, right? Old West, maybe?
Yeah.
All right. It is off on the side. There are a couple of trees growing through it, so it has clearly been here for long enough for trees to grow through it. The door is open, and there is fresh blood from the carriage out to, I don't know, 3 or 4 meters, and there's a big pool, and there's everything stomped around, and like something has happened here, and you see no bodies.
So
You don't know where the
why
body-
didn't we walk into the middle of a haunted hayride here?
Hmm.
Do you like step off the path to investigate?
Nope.
Keep going.
I don't think that would be wise.
That way.
Well, John Erlang has sight beyond sight with his third eye. Does he
Yeah.
investigate that way?
I'll at least take a look.
The blood is fresh. It is not dry. It's probably less than an hour old. A person with blood was inside the carriage, was injured, dragged out of the carriage about 3.5 meters. There's a whole lot more blood, so they did not have a good day. And there is no sign of their body or anyone who attacked them.
Look up. Is there blood in the trees above the pool of blood?
Oh, that's a good question. Hang on. Let me look. That's a really good. I love it when you guys do things I don't predict. Yes. If you look up on, because with you've got like the wah, you see individual branches have like splashes of blood on them above you. But you again don't see any bodies or anyone who would have actually performed this gruesome act.
My guess is the harpies got it. Whatever it was.
Yeah, most like. Oh well, too late for it now. I'm assuming they don't need a blood transfusion real quick.
Oh, whoever this is has lost all of their blood, so that's not really
Yeah.
in the cards for them.
Keep your head on a swivel.
Carry on. Is it night yet?
Oh, it's always night. Well,
Yeah.
it's always twilight. It's always about either it's about to be dark or it's dawn.
Okay.
About to be dawn. It's permanent in the haunted forest. It is always gloom. You can see, but it's dark.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Carry on then.
What am I looking for? I'm looking for something. What am I looking for? You crunch along for a while more. Yay. Son of a gun. What am I looking for? I had a thing. Oh, there it is. Yes. Okay. You crunch along for a little while more. And off in the trees, you see a big, long, yellow school bus.
Hmm.
School bus, you say?
Yeah, like school bus. It's yellow. It's a school bus. It's off in the trees. It's just sitting there.
Go ahead and look it over with hyper acuity.
Boo.
Hmm.
You don't see anyone in it through the windows. However, you do see poking up to where you can see them from the windows, backpacks, that sort of thing.
Okay, well, point it out to everybody else. Hey, look, check it out, school bus.
Man, these storms have been picking up all kinds of interesting things.
They're set pieces.
Where are all the kids?
I'm sure if you go in there and go leave the path and go take a look, then you're going to find like vague clues indicating that they were carried off in some sort of nefarious manner.
Wait, didn't somebody say not to leave the path? I'm not leaving the path.
I just don't think it's a particularly good idea to leave the path, especially for something as obviously a prop as that.
Traction. Yeah, got it.
Like I said, we're in the middle of a haunted hayride at this point, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's obvious. I mean, anyone who has ever read fairy tales knows that they're trying to tempt us off the path, and when we do, the bad things attack. And what we really want to do is walk up to the hag of Crag Keep and explain to her what it means to be a polite neighbor.
So to be clear, you don't go investigate the school bus.
Nope.
All right, that's fine. I'm happy either way. So you continue crunching in the path, and Captain Harrows, at least, knows at this point you are again walking directly away from Crag Keep.
But
you
the
okay
path
with
will
this?
take us there.
What?
But the path will take us there.
Well, you apparently think so. All right, so you continue walking. Crunch, 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 crunch. And it curves this way and that way and this way. And at some point, Captain Harrows is looking around, getting his bearings. He's like, yes, we're definitely going the right direction. So you're cool. You're cool. Everything's fine. At which point, you hit an area where the white, crunchy path starts spreading and becoming sparse and turning to dirt. And off to one side, you see an old-fashioned prospectory, Old West landsteader sort of house. It's really more of a shack, really.
Oh, look, our breadcrumbs are disappearing.
That's when we create some of our own.
Brendan, I'll go ahead and shapeshift into like a medium-sized bird and
Okay.
fly up and do a little reconnaissance and see just how far we've come and where we are now.
Make a perception presence roll.
10.
You fly up, you look around, you can see Crag Keep that way very clearly. You look that way, you see from your distance and perspective, you see there's that valley between the Hana forest and the ordinary forest. You look down and you realize you are lost. You don't know where everyone else is.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously. You missed by one, if that makes you feel better.
Oh my god. Anything we do is signal.
So John Erlang turns into a bird, flies up through the canopy of trees. Everybody else is like waiting. And you're waiting. And you're waiting.
Can I see the path?
Not from where you are. No.
Hey, Michael, I think you might have gotten lost. Can you find them with your mind power stuff?
Erlang, this is Captain Harrows. Come in.
Can't respond. I'm a bird.
Squawk!
Yeah.
Squawk!
I think my method's probably a lot better. I'm going to look for John Erlang's mind.
With your mind. Sure.
Yeah.
Roll through dice and let's see what happens.
It's my power and what?
Presence. For anything mental, it's presence. And you have expertise on mental combat, so 1s or 2s, re-roll until they are more than 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, our total now is 20.
Holy fuck. All right. Yeah, that wins.
I think that's my max, though. That's my max.
What, 20? 20? How do you get 20? What do you roll? Wait.
A power of 6.
I'm calling bullshit. How do you get 20?
I said
What?
a power of 6, presence of 2, and boxcars.
Well, okay then.
That's the max I can get.
So, John Erlang is up there above the haunted forest and feeling that sinking feeling of, oh shit, I made a mistake. And then in your brain, you get like a bing from Michael going, you okay, buddy?
A little lost.
Just come down for now. Just get under the canopy.
Okay, yeah, I was planning on doing that.
Yeah.
Hang on. Fly down to a tree. Fly down to a tree.
With that roll, I'm not going to. Normally, I would require more rolls, but with that roll, I'm just like, yeah, okay, you got it, you got this, you're fine. So, John Erlang flies under the canopy. Michael's like, mom back. Yeah, you good. And then you find the rest of your team and the kind of scattered white path that seems to have like petered out at this particular clearing. That was, I'm not sure if I'm conveying it well, but for John Erlang, that was legitimately frightening.
That was that was disturbing.
And I'll never roll that again.
But you rolled it that time, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
So, yay, John Erlang's back.
Yeah, way to come through there, Michael, because that was kind of disconcerting.
I can imagine. I wouldn't want to see that myself either.
To answer your question, Lloyd, you're about halfway there. And then you're halfway there.
Yeah, there's an active power that's obfuscating things here, from what I can see.
I was about to send up a flare. I mean, Isco.
Potato.
Oh, I see what you there.
Flare,
Well,
Isco,
no,
flare.
all Isco would have to do would be to flame on, and then just like head up to the top of the tree canopy and just beacon in and out of the tree canopy.
Yeah, that would also tell the bad guys where we are. I don't think we want that, do we?
And then Isco and John Erlang would both be lost. So
Well, no, because Isco would be up at the canopy. We could keep an eye on him.
no, Isco would be lost. So anyway, you're back all together again. The path is like kind of scattered with dirt and it's like spread out. And over to the left, you've got this old-timey frontier-looking shack. What do you do?
Okay. Well, everyone, I think they want us to look in the shack.
Yeah, they wanted us to look in the school bus too.
So,
Anybody? Anywhere else to go?
anybody here not smell a trap?
All right, You rolled so well on that, Leslie. I'm going to give everybody a special chance. Everybody roll perception, presence. And I'll tell you what you got to beat. You have to beat 10.
Do I have to roll 2 or do
Everybody.
perception? What presence?
It's not have to, it's gets to. I'm giving you something.
When you say beat, does that mean you get over or match?
Equal or exceeds. The way this game system works, it's equal or exceeds. So 10.
I got it, 10, exactly.
I rolled the worst roll you could possibly roll. In this case, or in my case, a 5.
You fail.
I'm aware.
Yeah, I was only one
I got the
off
same
on the
10
worst
as
roll. 6.
You fail.
4.
Yeah.
I'm 4.
You fail. Okay, so well, like everybody fails except Isco.
No, I got a 10
Isco
as
saves
well.
the day. Wait, what? What do you get? Captain Harris get?
I got a 10.
Isco. Everybody's like, I want to convey this well in the most spooky, scary way possible. So, you guys are at this kind of like clearing because the path opens up and the white rocks that you're on like kind of like spread out and become more sparse and are mixed with just dirt, and it seems like it's just petered out and you're at the end of whatever. And there's a shack over there, and everybody's kind of losing track of where they should go or what they should do. But Captain Harrows and Isco are like, focus. And you're looking around, and at the far end of the clearing, you can see where the white rocks kind of gather together again and become a path again. But it's like behind some bushes, and it's not completely obvious. But Captain Harrows and Isco see that. Everybody else is just, they seem about ready to just wander off into the trees. So what do you do?
Everybody gather up this way. I just keep my eyes on that white glint of bone.
Grab them as they try to walk away.
Who do you grab? Isco, who do you grab?
Whoever's closest to me.
Let's, left to right, let's say, Dr. Anna.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, because she's about ready to just wander into the woods.
I sprint over to her and grab her and kind of turn her the other way, this way.
How does Dr. Anna respond to that?
Oh, okay. As long as I actually I'm seeing him.
He seems real.
Okay. Okay.
Captain Harrows, the closest person to you is Michael, who's apparently perfectly willing to wander a completely opposite direction.
Reach out, grab him by the shoulder. Michael, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Forgot the mixer.
Did you
Straight
not
from-
mix
Half an
that
hour, so.
Oh man, Brandon's image is frozen on my screen in the most horrific face.
Straight rum.
Somebody better get Erling Chang.
Who gets Erlang?
I think Michael was the next closest, or I'll grab out with my other arm.
Yeah, Erling should be next to me. I can grab Erling.
Grab Erlang, who was apparently completely willing to wander off into the wilderness.
The captain says we should go this way, and since he's the navigator, I think we better follow him.
What do you say, Erlang? You want to argue?
Not particularly, no.
right.
I'm already a little freaked out by this.
You regroup. You're still in the vaguely crunchy path mixed with dirt area. You still see that shack on the side, and wow, that shack really seems like something you should investigate. It really does.
Yeah, eyes on the bone. Whites
All right,
of
fine.
my eyes on the whites of the bone.
Okay, well, where are we going then?
Wait, Isco? That shack really seems like you should investigate it.
Oh, we need to go to the shack. Yeah, I'll start heading to the shack.
What? I'm sorry. Not what I was expecting. So Isco thinks you should investigate the shack, and Captain Harrows thinks you should go toward the white path that leads out of this courtyard.
And I say we should stick to the mission, which is to go to follow Captain Harrows, who seems to be the navigator. We're sticking to the mission.
Oh,
we can go
take a vote or
investigate.
something.
Yeah, investigate the shack later. Take care of the hag first.
Yeah, plenty of time to investigate the shack on the way back.
Isco, are you okay with this?
Whatever.
It seems important to investigate that shack.
No, I want the shack. I want to walk towards the shack.
You go toward the shack?
You tell me I would like to go to the shack. I want to go to the shack.
All right. Make a perception plus presence roll. You need 11.
14.
Oh shit! You made it totally. So Isco leaves the rest of you, goes and checks out the shack. What you find is
I think we should.
a house built by pioneers. There are skeletons in here. They've been dead for years. It doesn't seem to have been, the scavengers have not come in here and like chewed on the bones or anything. They're just sitting there at the desk or slumped over a table or whatever.
Anything worth stealing?
No. Unless you are really, really into pewter cups.
No. I
Not
told
so
Joey to go
much.
back. No, I guess there wasn't anything there after all. No biggie.
Hey, make
Do I
a...
notice I'm walking on bones?
In here? No. No, it's just an old wooden shack.
Cool. I told Jordan to go back. No biggie.
Make a perception presence roll. You need 9.
Shouldn't tell you what I need before I roll. I got a 7.
Okay. Isco walks into the woods toward the shack, goes into the shack, and does not come out.
God damn it, go get him.
You go get him? All right. John Erling.
How about a tether first?
I wish Isco would.
Wait. Too many people are talking at once. So,
Tether.
Isco. What? Isco?
Huh? Well, so I don't come back. So I guess I would have sat down and was just looking at the pewter cups. This is really cool. Never seen anything like this before.
No. Well, when you left, you just
Oh,
walked
you
into
left,
the woods, and you don't know where you are.
Oh, okay. Huh. Tougher.
You don't see the path. You don't see the clearing. You don't see your friends. You don't see any. It's just trees.
Huh. Am I worried about this?
Well, I would think so.
Guys, where are you?
You hear nothing.
Come over here.
Captain Harrows, did you have something to say?
Verlang's headed off to the shack. Tether.
Okay, that's clever. One of your minions, I guess, spools out some twine, hooks it on your belt, and runs after Erlang. This tiny little 2-foot tall metal automaton runs after Erlang.
Oh, reach down, pick it up, and keep going.
It doesn't really have the facility to smile, but you get the impression it's smiling. Dr. Anna, do you see John Erlang run into the woods toward the cabin? Do you do anything interesting?
I'm gonna stay here and because he's been tethered, so unless he breaks the line, he's fine. Hopefully.
Well, there is the minion that ran off tied like some twine to Captain Harrow's belt, and you see it like twitch, 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 like that, which means it's going off into the woods. Michael,
Yeah.
is there something you wanted to do?
I think the three of us ought to stick together and wait for Erlang to come back. If he is tethered.
Makes sense to
Then
me.
we gotta go hunt for.
So,
then we gotta
John
go hunt
Erlang,
for-
you stride into the forest. You get to the shack. The door is open. Nobody's in there.
Okay. Isco, where the hell are you?
Isco hears John Erlang say, Isco, where the hell are you? From a distance away.
I go in that direction. John, I'm over here.
John Erlang, I'm over here.
I'll shapeshift into the largest thing I can shapeshift into.
Polar bear
I manifest like a flame.
is a
very
quick
bright,
and easy choice. What?
I manifest a very bright flame. Maybe you can see that.
All right. Isco, flame on. John Erlang, form of a polar bear. 9-foot tall, white, generally easy to see. The minion on your back is like, woohoo! All right, so there's that.
I try hyper acuity looking around for him.
You have hyperacuity.
Yeah, we talked
John
about
Erlang also has hyperacuity. You find each other in the forest.
Whew.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Right.
Great.
You need to go this way.
Oh, good. Thanks.
From where you are, the string, the twine that is leading away from the minion on John Erlang's shoulder,
Yep.
goes off into the forest and just goes into nothingness. But you follow that, and eventually you get back to the clearing where everybody is. Yay! Polar bear with burning Isco. So that's a little frightening, even if you're used to that. Polar bear.
Yep, I'll walk back to Captain Harrows, hand him back the minion, and tell him I've named him Roger.
Where's your bouncy ball?
Roger,
I think
Roger.
that
The
curiosity
minion
kills the
comes
cat
to-
is taking a new meaning with this group.
What?
I said curiosity kills the cat is going to take a new meaning with this group.
You know,
The
if you're
minion
not
from the
curious,
cat.
you're never going to find anything. How are you going to find the fun stuff unless you're curious?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, the automaton comes back to Captain Harris and says, "My name is Roger," in machine speak. Nobody else hears that but Captain Harris. It's like, "My name is Roger." I'm excited. That was fun. Let's do that
Roger-
again.
Roger is a very strong name. Live up to it.
I will. Dun da da dun. And that's Roger actually providing his own theme music.
Yeah, so you all actually hear Roger go.
Exactly so. All right, you find your way back to the white crunchy bone path. Now what?
Well, there you guys are. Looking for you.
I imagine
Following the
Isco
path.
might tell him what he saw in the cabin.
Oh, the cabin. People, what is it, pioneer? People have been dead a long time. Pewter cups. Yeah, just right what I saw.
Yeah, more stage prep. More staging, rather.
I don't know. It looked pretty real to me.
Of course it did. It's probably real. It's still staged.
It might be
Potato,
people-
potato.
Basically
It might be
disoriented.
people who were caught in that house and got lost and died lost.
That would be terrible.
So you crunch along the white path for a while, and it zigs and zags, and eventually you run into an area where it like curves around a section. It's with large mushrooms, and they're about they're like chest high. They're big mushrooms just sitting there in a patch of mushrooms. And I have some pictures. Hang on. I'm going to show you some pictures if I can
This
find them.
bodes so well with this group.
Oh, here you go. Here's a pretty good one. Here you go. There's like this. See?
Oh,
They're cheerful. They're happy. They want to be your friend.
they want to eat you.
Some of them are not quite as happy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? All right.
I'm home.
But the point is, the mushrooms are like waist high, and they have faces. And they go, "Hello, oh, welcome, hey, come on, hello, oh my goodness, it's been so long since we've seen anyone, hello, oh, hi." And then it starts dividing into individual mushrooms. So give me a moment.
This is revenge for Dolly, isn't it?
What?
I said, this is just revenge for Dolly, isn't it?
Dolly was freaky as hell, man.
Mushrooms.
But no,
Yeah,
I did not even think of Dolly when I was making this up. So this is not revenge for Dolly, but it could be. So, because
I kinda-
Dolly was fucking weird. Anyway,
I
Give me a moment.
comment,
Give me-
what's odds on them being carnivorous?
give me a moment. Okay, so then they're all like talking over each other as they welcome you. So the path you're on like curves around like a mushroom patch. Okay.
Yeah.
And at first, the voice, they were like talking over each other. But then it kind of divides into voices. It's like, "Oh, darling, come sit on my cap. It is so smooth and soft. Relax. Sit on my cap. Have a rest. You have walked so long. You should relax. And then another guy's like, hey, you mugs. And he's got like a big ass, hang on. He's got a big cigar. Hey, you mugs. Come light my cigar. You got a light? Ah, it's been ages since I had a light. Come on. You got a light? Come light my cigar.
Yep.
That sounds
Yep.
principle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he waggles his cigar in your direction. And another was like, oh, you've been from so far away. Come, tell us where you've been. Have a rest. Sit on my cap and have a rest for a while. It is okay to rest. So it was like that sort of
Definitely
thing.
carnivorous.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Do not sit on their cap. I'll bet you that's where the teeth hide.
I'm thinking of picking them and eating them. Look yummy.
I have decided that I will ignore these things.
Yes, indeed.
Uh-huh.
This is as much Leslie as Michael. I'm done with the mold.
Way too much fungi.
No, please. Stay with us.
You
Come
don't wanna-
on. Just
you don't
for a
wanna
short
know-
time. Don't you need to
wanna know
relax
what
to
happened
rest?
last For.
Oh, my cap is so smooth, darling. Feel it how smooth it is. Hey, you mugs.
That just sounds dirty.
Hey, you mugs. At least light my cigar. Ah, I wish I had a light for my cigar. Please, one of you guys has a lighter.
Isco,
Isco, flame on.
just don't get close. Do it from a distance.
Yeah. It's like a pencil thin.
Isco like lights
From here.
the mushroom cigar. It's like,
Yeah.
ah, that sounds sweet. Tobacco, you mugs. Yeah, thanks a ton.
And we continue.
It blows some like smoke rings. You're all right. You're Major G-Man. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay, now we've made another set of friends that we can continue on and ignore.
well, one mushroom anyway.
Yeah, but if we have to dispose of Seymour's body, at least we know we can toss him to the mushrooms.
That's a little weird.
Well, everybody seems to be so anti-Seymour.
Yeah, they really.
I assume Seymour's the one who crucified the teddy bear. And anyone who sets up their initial warning with a crucified teddy bear, yeah, they deserve what they get. That's just sick.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm taking you don't rest and sit on any of the mushrooms. Is that what I'm getting from this?
We'll say sorry. We need to keep moving, but thank you.
Come back,
Yes, we
darling. Come back. Oh, come back and sit on my cap.
We understand that all mushrooms are edible, but most of them only once.
All right, fine. You get past the mushroom patch. As you're walking along, everybody make a reason perception roll. Oh, Captain Harrows, who I will not make roll for this, knows you are about 3/4 of the way to the end of the Haunted Forest and the beginning of the path to Crag Keep.
Okay.
I am correct in saying I can only roll one dice because I don't have perception.
That is correct.
Okay. So I know I'm gonna. Well,
You're
I
going
rolled
to
my
fail. Because you need an 11. So
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah,
fail.
that's like that. I normally don't even bother.
I only rolled a 10.
Who gets 11 or more? Anybody?
No.
11 exactly.
Oh my gosh. So, John Erlang is the only person who hears in the distance. You hear crunch, 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 crunch of something approaching you. on the path.
Take a look in that direction.
Well, it's trees because the path zigs and zags.
Gotta get something to drink.
Do we need to pause?
Okay.
Is this a pausey place?
Sure.
Well, Leslie's going to get something to drink. Anybody else need a break?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, we can pause now.
All right. We'll pause. As John Erling hears something approaching, we will pause, and I'll be right back. And we're back. Hooray! All right. So where the hell were you guys? Oh, you had left the...
we had left the haunted prospector mining town, and we were heading for the haunted amusement park. No, sorry, we were the scary mushrooms too.
You left the scary mushrooms,
And
who are
John-
calling to you even as you leave. Because, oh my gosh, they sound like so pitiful. They really crave
they sound like
human
predators.
interaction. How can you be so without feeling, without compassion, to just leave them behind?
Hey, we had Isco light their cigar.
It's true.
Oh,
And that one mushroom was appreciative of that. Hey, you're a good mug. Blows a big smoke cloud.
Yeah, we've just got somewhere we need to be right now.
Hey, no problem with me, mug. So, there's that. So as you're moving forward, you hear, actually, only John Erling hears crunch, 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 crunch of
Does
something
anybody
moving
else
toward
do
you.
that?
You're what? Nope.
You're what?
Lloyd?
Okay. I'm pretty sure that the forest is screwing with me again. I hear big menacing footsteps approaching.
There could be.
That's you telling everybody else that, right?
Correct.
Well, maybe it is, or maybe it's playing with us. We don't know which way it is.
Either way, something's about to happen.
What
Bring it
does
on.
the group do?
Keep walking.
Well,
Well, give a listen, but keep walking.
in that case, everyone eventually hears the heavy, crunchy footsteps of something coming toward you around the next curve.
Okay, that's going to be interesting.
Any minute now. So what do? It's literally any
Set up
moment
lawn
now. You're going to see it. What do you do?
Yeah, what? Set up. What do you want to do? Set up lawn chairs? Break 'em
Well-
loose?
Okay, this comes around the corner. It is about 3 meters tall. It appears to be a corpse made out of the sewn together pieces of corpses. The middle part has like split open, and the ribs, they're like guts kind of dangling out of it, which is sort of like stomping on as it walks forward. It's got a big ass chain in one huge corpsey hand. It's got a huge meat cleaver the size of it's got a meat cleaver the size of a dinner table in one hand, and from the middle of its back, it's got a third arm that has a sickle, kind of just like waving around, and it's stomping forward.
Now
Is it
we
as
know why
poorly
Seymour
generated?
wanted bodies.
What'd you say, Lloyd?
Realize.
Is it as poorly computer generated as that one?
Don't be mean.
I'm not. I really wanted to know if it's at that resolution or if it's actually. does it
No,
look
no,
like a real-
it's not. It's fully rendered at whatever resolution you can actually see. So,
Okay, good.
what, Leslie? What'd you say?
I was saying that I think I know why Seymour wanted the bodies.
You know, that's a theory. That's a good theory. I can't complain about that. All right. So, anyway, it is like stomp, stomp, crunch, crunch down the, and it's a good 8 It's a good 2 meters wide. So it
I don't intend to mess with it unless it messes with us. I got plans for it though.
well, it is crunching steadily toward you. So what do you do?
Give
Let's
it
go left to
space.
right. Let's go. You see this thing crunching toward you. Chain, meat cleaver, sickle. What do you do?
I go full of fruit, holding the scimitar, waiting for it.
You flame on with the scimitar. All right.
Yep.
Awesome. Captain Harrows, what do you do?
Whistle up some magnetic control and take command.
Do what? I'm sorry, one more time.
I get the teddy bear to run over and set up the magnetic field so that I can take control of the big stomping thing's chain. So if he swings it at me, he'll hit himself.
In
Thank you,
character, you're skeptical of whether this will work, but why not give it a try? So, teddy bear, which has an armature inside of it at this point, hops down and boop, 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 hops over to over where the chain is.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding. Kieran, what do you do?
I notch an arrow in my bow, but hold that ready to see if it's going to do anything.
All right. Leslie, what's up?
I'm calculating the weight of that thing in preparation for some serious amounts of telekinesis.
We know that's not unreasonable at all. Hang on, let me see what this thing might weigh. That is not what I want. Where is Tele K? Oh, there we go. What is your agility plus presence?
My agility plus presence is.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Presence
Oh,
plus
you're asking
power
me.
level. Presence plus power level. My mistake. I'm
Would
sorry.
be 8.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's like 55 tons. So, unless this thing is made of solid neutronium, you could totally pick it up and toss it. All right?
Okay. We'll
Not
see
a
if we
problem.
can shake the pieces. We'll see if we
Holy
can shake the
shit.
pieces off.
8? Really? All right.
Well, 2 for my presence and 6 for my power.
55 tons. This does not weigh 55 tons. Just putting that out there. Meanwhile, holy shit. How did Leslie become so powerful? I don't know.
I
Alright.
have a power of 6.
Yes, you do. So, John Erlang, this thing is crunching, stomping toward the group of you. At this moment in time, it does not seem to have noticed you, although you are within eyesight. It doesn't seem to be particularly attentive. What do you do?
I'm perfectly content to let it keep walking.
Draw my spear and take up a position right next to Isco.
Hey, bud.
All right then. Everybody.
Somebody else.
I could make you all roll dice, but it's just too much trouble. So let's go left to right. It notices you. It's like, and it stops.
Don't
Crunch. And it kind of like goes back and forward and back and forward. Because it takes it a moment to stop completely. And it goes, gut wrench, hungry.
Oops.
And it's holding its chain in one hand, and its meat cleaver in another hand, and its sickle in a third hand, and it's looking at you guys. Isco, what do you do? Again,
tall is it
it's
now?
about twice as tall as you are.
Wow.
And it also the seams in its flesh kind of like spew kind of like a green steam when it moves. It's
You,
it's really pretty gross.
You
Yeah.
stink, man.
pretty gross.
So Isco, what's up?
Has it attacked yet?
Your turn.
I'm gonna hold until
It hasn't
attacks.
attacked. So what do you do?
I'm gonna hold until it attacks. I'm
And
gonna
then
pay
what?
attention until it attacks. And then I will try to grab its chain and light it. Basically, kind of what Captain Harris was gonna do, but with fire.
All right, we'll come back to that. Captain Harrows.
Yes.
Your automaton's like, boss, that's really big.
Just keep
And
the
we estimate
magnetic-
its mass at 2,000 kilograms.
Just keep the magnetic emitter pointed at the chain.
Will do. Woo!
I'm going to loop the chain around his neck.
Are you actually attacking or are you planning?
I'm whipping his chain around his neck. And if he gets aggressive, yang. Object animation.
All right then. Agility
The
plus
chain is
power
mine.
versus my roll. Tell me what you get. So you roll ranged combat plus your agility plus your
Manipulation,
power.
I think it is.
What?
Manipulation, I think it is.
Oh, is it? Hang on. Let me look, cause blah. I'm in the wrong screen. Hang on. Powers. This is machine control or object control?
Chain.
Probably object. Yeah, object animation.
No, this is object.
Manipulation. You're correct.
Yeah.
Manipulation, presence plus power roll. So 2d6 plus presence plus power. What you got?
15.
Well, you needed a 9. So, yeah, you're like, and the chain, it's like snakes up and wraps around Gut Wrench's neck. And you can actually do damage if you'd like. Do you want to?
Not at this point. I will simply announce we are not food.
There's a snack buffet back there.
We are headed toward those who may
It is-
be edible.
It is, okay, you have used your action. It is
Okay.
completely obvious to Captain Harrows and everyone else that Gut Wrench, which is how self-identifies, and so it's polite to call it by the name it wants, does not care. It wants to eat all of you. So,
Okay.
Captain Dr. Anna,
Oh well, if it wants to eat us, then fine. Boing.
pew pew pew.
Yes. Pew,
I
pew,
tried
pew. Yes, you did. Now let's shoot it.
Make
You
your
see-
strike roll. You need an 11.
All right. So I've ranged combat.
This is
Oh,
why
and
when this is
last.
why when people scoff at my threats, I point to her as the one to worry about.
Yes. All right. This is blast. Ranged combat.
For you, which means 2d6 plus agility plus power.
Awesome.
You need an 11.
Seriously, I've just rolled 6 2s in a row. 8 plus 6 is 14.
which is more than 11. So, pew, 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 pew. You fire some arrows at it. It chunk, 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 hits it, like staggers backward. It goes, "Ah, gut wrench hungry."
Wow.
Michael, Leslie, what you doing?
Yeah, I think we lift him gut wrench up and probably wanting to drop him somewhere. Oh, let's see.
Make some rolls. Tell me what you get.
Well, I almost made it to where I made it last time. 18.
Good heavens. All right, you grip gut wrench with your telekinesis, and you are more than capable of lifting it off the ground. What do you want to do with it?
Lifting him up. Dropping.
Ah! Gut wrench flies.
Until I drop him hard. Really hard.
So you could smash him on the ground. Is that your deal?
Yeah, like maybe on his head hard.
You like literally spin him upside down and smash him down. Is that what you're doing?
Down, yeah.
All right, you spin him around and punch, punch. You hit him, and there's like a ripply sort of effect through his extremities. And he kind of like falls over. Crunch.
Next.
Ow.
Good. A lot of hurting.
John Erlang. Gut wrench is on
I was gonna
the
say,
ground
Michael,
and laying kind of sideways. What, Donald?
as Michael very quietly and carefully becomes the strongest among us somehow.
Michael has his strengths. Other people have different strengths. It's not a contest. So, John Erlang, gut wrench is just landed headfirst and hit sideways and is laying on the ground, but is not out of the fight.
Okay. Go over there and thwack him with the shaft of the spear. So basically, whop. Like a
That's
baseball bat.
interesting. All right, roll hit.
All right.
Close combat.
Only a 10.
Oh, you hit him easily. Whack! Which sends like a poosh and like a ripple on the corpse flesh out to the sides. And gut wrench says, "Oh!"
And I'll ask him, do you give up?
Gut wrench stands up. He goes, "Who actually hurt me?" Looks at Michael and says, "You hurt me," and it holds up its huge meat cleaver and strikes down at Michael.
Hey,
Just
so
like
I was holding an action, so I'd like to act before he's able to do that.
All right, what do you do?
Yep. So is the chainsaw wrapped around like his neck?
It is.
Right. So I'm gonna try a new. Oh, the mouse is, oh, there it goes. A new ultra power. I'm gonna try endurance drain. I need to be fairly close. Basically, fire, trying to drain his energy.
Well, that's fun. All right. Okay, so this was hitting. This is hitting Michael. So this is resisting you. All right, roll some dice.
It was
This
like
would be-
close combat brawn plus power level.
Close combat brawn plus power level versus mine.
Yep. Let's see. 12, 15, 16, 18, 19.
Good heavens.
Yep, I rolled max.
Oh.
So, I mean,
FYI, I'm still using the margin of success rules, which means you make it and then 3 more means 1 more and 3 more means 1 more.
Yep.
Sometimes that seems cruel, but overall I think it gives the feel I want. For example, in this case, Cisco.
a reminder that this ignores all normal
I don't even know.
distance.
Cisco heats the chain around Gut-Wrench's neck to nearly magma levels of heat, and Gut-Wrench, who is about to essentially chop Michael in two, goes like that. So 19? Wait,
19.
6, 6,
19.
That was Max.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, that was extremely painful to Gut Wrench. To the point where I think Gut Wrench would like pause before cutting Michael in two.
Which is a good thing.
Oh, because Michael, you would be cut in two pieces by now.
Oh,
Had
yeah.
that not happened.
By that thing, yeah.
Oh,
Cisco was pleased.
anybody
Oh,
who is using hand-to-hand stabby arrow kind of attacks can figure out at this point Gut Wrench ignores them. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt him as much as it might. I'm not saying he's like super tough. I'm saying if you shoot him with the arrow, he ignores it. If you stab him, he ignores it. This is a kind of monster that ignores that kind of those attacks. So, right back to the top, we have Isco. What's your move?
I keep the pressure up. Try to drain more endurance.
Make some rolls. And now roll against you.
16.
There's a power in this game called element immunity. Gut Wrench has immunity to stabbing and slashing. Just so you know. Oh, I rolled really well. What you got?
What did I say? 16.
Exactly what you needed. You need exactly 16. So, what is this? What are you doing?
Same kind of thing, just trying to basically choke him out with the endurance drain.
Jesus. All right, so that's 4 total so far. So was going to attack Michael, but I think the Burning Man is now my more pressing concern. So it's like, oh, Gut Wrench hurt, and looks over at Isco, and like, and as soon as he gets a chance, he's going to attack Isco. But before that, Captain Harris, what are you doing?
You're muted, Donald.
Donald is muted.
I think I'm going to chain his ankles together so that when
Oh
he
my
goes,
goodness.
so that when he goes for Isco, he falls flat on his face.
That's a good
Make
thing.
some rolls. Let me see what we got.
It's automatic. I've already got control over the object.
You still gotta make a roll, man.
Aw, okay.
I think is it agility power or presence power?
It's presence power.
Presence power. Okay, make a presence power plus 2d6. I rolled horrible, so you need 9.
I rolled pretty horribly as well. I got a 12.
More than you needed. So, the chains around Gut Wrench's neck, like, unwrap, and then drop down and wrap around his ankles as he steps toward Isco. And he kind of not
Falls
what he
flat on his
wanted to do.
face.
Karen,
I
Dr.
go
Anna, what
ahead
does she
and
do?
I go ahead and look towards someone's body cam and say, bigger they are, harder they fall. You know that one's going in the special once we get back home.
That'll be in the trailer. Dr. Anna, what do you do?
Well, arrows don't seem to do any good for it.
You are positive that is true.
Yes.
The arrows hit it and ignored them.
Mm. Sharp and pointy don't do anything. I'm only sharp and pointy. Wonder if
You
blunt-
can't always be the badass.
No, you can't. Man, I'm getting explosives next time.
What do you do?
I could probably help you out with that.
What's that? Oh,
Explosives.
yeah.
Oh, game mechanics. You can help Michael do whatever Michael does by distracting the monster, for example.
Okay, I will be distracting. Woohoo!
Awesome.
I'm fast. He can't catch me. Yeah, play avoidance. Zoom around.
Hang on, let me double check what the rules for that are. Standard for the base difficulty. Combining effort.
Yes.
All right. Here's the deal. Dr. Anna can roll to hit with the intention of distracting Gut Wrench so that Michael can be more effective. So just make your normal agility plus power roll.
All right.
And you won't do anything other than help Michael.
Okay. I don't want to waste. I probably don't care about arrows, but like, yeah, just start bouncing stuff off him. I definitely will hit him with that. I got boxcars. So.
Well, you need an 11. No,
I
sorry.
have 18.
14. You need 14.
Wait, sorry. 18. Yeah.
Well, you definitely distracted Gut Wrench to the point where it is paying somewhat attention to you, which will provide a bonus to Michael.
Yay!
Michael, I'm going to pick him up and drop him on his head again. Hard.
All right, you do your normal roll, but add 1 to it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. No. Add 2 to it.
19.
Where? There we go. 6, 12. You rolled much better than I did. So, Gut Wrench is trying to cleave you, actually, in two. You TK it up and smash it down. Crunch! You feel, or sense rather, several internal skeletal sort of pieces crack. And it's not like a normal skeleton because it's this huge necromantic construct.
Hog tie.
It's really kind of gross. It really is. So there's that.
Hog
It hits
tie.
the ground. What, Donald?
Hog tie.
What?
It just hit the ground. I'm taking the cane and I'm whipping it around its wrists and pulling them tight to the
On
end.
your next action. John Erlang. This enormous flesh bag of evil necromantic gook
Yeah.
has hit the ground. It is hurt, but it's not out of the fight.
I'm
What do
going
you
to, if the regular strikes aren't working against it, I am going to disarm him. The hand that's got the cleaver in it,
Ooh. All right.
reach up or bring the crescent or the crescent spear down on it and take his hand off at the wrist.
Oh my goodness. Hang on. I've actually have a rule for this. Hang on.
The special effect I'm looking for is to just take the weapon away from him.
I know. But I've got a deal for this. Hang on. Okay.
Dismemberment? Yeah.
Where is it? Oh, really? Do I not have a disarm action? That is... How can I have missed
That's
that?
literally disarm.
Yeah.
With this hand.
Okay, note to self, I need to add disarm as an action. So, roll 2d6 plus agility plus power. Tell me what you got. And And I'll roll some dice too.
Great. I'm going to burn a plot point and add a bonus die to this.
Oh, aren't you mean? All right, add a d6. I did not roll great. You need 10.
22.
More than 10.
The 3 dice I rolled are a 6 flat.
That is 4
Hey,
extra large.
John Early
Five. leaps
leaps forward with the grass sword or whatever the hell it is, and then chops off at the wrist one of Gut-Wrench's the Gut-Wrench's fist, which is holding a big meat cleaver, which is the thing it's been using to attack you mostly. So, ka-chunk! Good for you. I hope you feel good about that. However, Gut-Wrench is not out of the fight. Gut-Wrench levers itself to its feet with its stump of a hand, and its hand that has a chain which is wrapped around its knees now,
ankles.
but it has a third hand back here which has a scythe, and that scythe it aims at.
Wait, how did he stand up with his chain wrapped around
Just
his neck?
it stands up, damn it! It stands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Chain around his ankles so that it couldn't stand back up.
It stands up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Michael, it stands up, and with its third arm, which has a sickle, it swings at you in a most aggressive fashion. And it rolls a total of 15. Close combat for you. If you have damage resistance, it is your brawn plus power.
Who's you? Who's you?
Sorry, what?
Oh. What am I rolling though?
You're rolling 2d6. If you have damage resistance, it's 2d6 plus brawn plus power. If you don't have damage resistance, it's 2d6 plus brawn. What you need is to meet or exceed.
Oh, there's no way. I'm not even gonna bother.
Really? Are you sure? Come on, roll dice. You might make it.
Max I can roll is 14.
What?
I already have brawn. That's max I can roll.
Just roll. Tell me what you
Unless I
got.
burn a plot point, but I don't guarantee rolling boxcars.
You can totally roll a plot. You have a plot point. Add a die.
Yeah, but
What-
that means this. I'm still saying I have to roll boxcars. I don't do that very often.
Leslie.
I said I rolled one.
Roll.
Never do it again.
Leslie, roll 2d6. Tell me what you get.
I can't re-roll, so I rolled an 8 plus 2.
Okay, what's your brawn?
2.
So that's 10. Do you have damage resistance as a power?
That's why I said I can't win this one.
Do you have damage resistance as a power?
No, I don't.
Are you sure, really? Oh.
Yes. Let me look again. Nope. Most of my stuff is mind powers. Nothing body
Hang on,
power.
hang on. Do you have force field? Hang on.
I don't know if I added that, unless it's part of the ultra power.
Let's see. Michael
Unless you
McLaughlin.
Or if you grabbed one from the Aztecs.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm mostly offensive. I'm not very defensive. I haven't built the defensive yet.
Well, we're often offended by it.
I have mental resistance.
Yes, you do. Okay, fine. What'd you
If I
roll?
can pull it out of the ultra power,
What did you roll?
I said I rolled a total of 10. If I'd use a plot point, it's now 11.
Okay.
not a bonus number, it's a bonus die, Leslie. You add another die.
Oh, it's a bonus die for the
Yes.
platform?
Yeah,
Yeah,
plot
that's
point
why I rolled a 22
D6.
last time.
Roll a D6.
Well, that'll bring it up to 14.
What you actually needed was 15. So,
Yeah.
it's fine. So, a huge meat cleaver comes down on, or sorry, sickle, comes down on Michael, and you lose one, because it was very close. One endurance. So,
Okay.
Michael gets hurt.
Michael's been hurt before.
You've been hurt before.
I've
Alright,
never been
so
the
that
leader,
was
so
Gut
been more than
Wrench.
hurt.
Now,
I got to work on my defense.
Isco. Gut Wrench seems to be focused on Michael. Michael's been hit by a huge sickle.
Hmm.
You might be okay.
Just give it a thought for a while. There's no hurry.
When I attack close combat with my scimitar, is that fire or is it physical? Or can I choose?
What do you want it to be?
Well, fire makes the most sense.
There you go.
I want to metagame it. It
More
makes
damage to the critter.
Really, I mean, this is the kind of game where what you want to happen
Yeah.
is what happens.
It makes
So,
sense.
what do you want?
Fire.
Fire's fine. It can be
Oh,
fired today and physical tomorrow. It's fine. It's completely fine.
And I try to cleave him and whatever.
Do that thing.
I'll do that
So
thing
you're
with the
attacking
big
Gut
fire
Wrench with
thing,
your
big sword.
fiery katana? Is that what's going on?
Fire scimitar.
Sorry, fiery
Yeah.
scimitar. Oh,
Yeah.
good heavens. How could I have ever made such a terrible mistake? Roll some dice, man.
Ooh.
You need to beat a... Oh, I rolled horrible. So you need to beat a 6. Can you beat a 6?
17.
You beat...
I think you did the coup de grace.
Oh, poor Gut Wrench. Poor Gut Wrench, whose only real purpose in life was patrolling this path and making sure no one was on it.
Well, that was his first mistake.
Poor Gut Wrench.
You shouldn't be so single-minded.
All he
More
was
flexible,
supposed to
you'd
do
be
was...
Should
He had a
diversify.
very simple job. A very simple job, which is just walk back and forth down this path, making sure it was clear and clean and free of the stain
Almost
of
worked.
living creatures.
Almost worked.
And if he encountered living creatures, of course, destroy them and absorb them and make them no longer living creatures. But it's just a very simple life, and that's all he had. And
And I guess Isco delivered the coup de grace.
Yeah, you
Right.
know, it was a very simple life.
he did his best. He sincerely tried to be the best 9-foot tall abomination of life and all that is holy that it could exist. And then he encounters you people, and you just brutally cut him down. It's just so
It makes
sad.
me feel any better. He probably smells really bad as I cut through him with a flaming sword.
He smells horrible. There's like all the seams in his flesh just like kind of like give out this like fart smell and sound. It's just really horrendous. It's really just
Brandon,
really
is the
gross.
grossest
but
thing
you
I've
wanna
ever seen.
you wanna know what the important thing is about all of those things?
What's the important thing, Donald?
The past tense.
He was the guardian of the path and is no longer. Isco cleaves Gut Wrench in half with his burning scimitar. It sears and closes the portions that it cuts through. But Gut Wrench has lots and lots of poorly sewn seams, and they just kind of spew vapors that are just really really just pungent. It's just
I don't
really
know.
just
You know, I think
gross.
I liked it better on the show when we didn't find the crypto.
There's like a loud sort of fart sound smell
all the death gas.
as gut wrench kind of like collapses into it, like just a puddle of ooze and
Trying to hold my sword
gross
at the same time.
decomposing flesh and just
It finally lives up to his name.
Yeah,
It's finally actually gut wrenching.
yeah. Oh God.
all right, there you go.
No.
And there you go. You have defeated Gut Wrench. I hope you feel happy about yourselves. Because really, all he wanted to do was do his job. That's all he wanted.
And
Just
all
do
he
his
wanted
job.
to do was survive. I thought there was maybe some middle ground, but he had other ideas.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's roughly like a swimming pool area of just gross, smelly gook that used to be Gut Wrench. And
Stand
there
back.
you
I'm
go.
gonna clean this area up. Stand back.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's good.
Burn it all. Burn it all. Ah, get rid of it.
That is disgusting.
Black, billowing clouds of smoke just kind of like go up from Cisco Ithaca burning. Just it takes about a good half hour.
It's good, the autoclave.
Well, I was gonna do the explosive damaging order, just like a mini, yeah. Boom.
It takes about a half hour. When you're done, Isco, it's all fairly clean.
Okay.
So, yay, Gut Wrench is gone.
Well, now I believe I know why our friend Seymour wanted all those humans to experiment on.
Could be.
Yeah, well, we'll know if he ups it to a dozen.
I think our friend Seymour is probably a necromancer, to say the least.
I think he's just a bad guy.
Yeah. Quite possibly, that is. I'm not sure. And it is approaching 10:20.
Well, we got like 4 minutes.
Yeah. I said approaching,
So,
which is a good thing we never provided.
you crunch down the path of white crushed bone. Wow. I'm just feeling very sad for Gut Wrench.
Poor guy.
Yeah, we gave him every chance. We really did try to not have to kill him.
Did you have higher hopes for him? Because I'm sorry. Maybe not.
I mean,
Not really, no. All right. So, as you're moving down the white path, you get to the very end, and you wait, like down the path you can see a clearing that opens up, and in the distance, the far distance, you see like a path of stone that like rises above the ground and like snakes back and forth, and then reaches Crag Keep. And as you come close to the edge of the haunted forest, you see platforms of flat stone that have teeth arranged on them in strange patterns.
well, you know, if there wasn't something trying to kill us as soon as we left the forest, I'd have been rather unimpressed with.
Well, it occurs to me that at this point we better think things through before we move any further.
So the platforms of stone with the patterns and intricate designs of
And
animal
they're
teeth.
like
What do you do?
they're like sitting on the ground.
They're sitting on. Okay, you're standing on the ground, and then there are
On the bone.
jutting out from the ground. There are platforms of stone, and on these platforms of stone are strange and intricate patterns of teeth. Maybe human teeth, maybe animal teeth. You don't know. Actually, Dr. Anna probably knows, but
It's a mixture. Sure.
Examine
and
the
she's
intricate
right. It is a mixture of human and animal teeth in strange and intricate patterns on these platforms of stone that are on either side of your path just before you leave the haunted forest.
Okay, bets on them trying to eat us when we walk past.
Examine the intricate patterns that somehow stand out.
Do you have any kind of knowledge of intricate tooth patterns, Gil?
No, absolutely not. No, it just looks weird.
They're mysterious.
I mean, common wisdom says to blow them up, but
Well, that's
I'm
right.
into, I'm into cultural protection too, so we ought to do a little bit of that.
I'm perfectly willing to ignore them and keep going.
Okay.
I'd see if they jump out and eat either Erlang or Isco.
They do not jump out and eat Erling or Isco.
Okay, then I follow.
Why not?
So, just to be clear, who's ignoring them and who wants to interact with them in some way?
Ignoring them after John Rowling says ignore them.
Ignore.
I'll put it a different way. Who interacts with them? Anybody? Raise your hand.
So,
Anybody? Nobody? All right. Fine.
I'm a little curious.
Nobody interacts with them. They do nothing.
Dr. Anna's looking a little unsure.
She looks at them, but she doesn't interact with them. So you leave the haunted forest. You're now on the stone causeway that leads up to Crag Keep. Dun dun dun. All right, we can stop there.
Good place.
Yeah, you made it through the haunted forest. Aren't you happy?
Woohoo!
Woohoo! I am astonished that it took a whole game to go through the haunted forest.
I will want to point out one thing.
What? What? What
I
else?
need to have the endurance healed before I go into another combat.
What? What? What?
I
What?
need my endurance healed before I go into another combat.
Oh yeah.
Wrong one.
Easily done. Here you go.
Since
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know what he does, so I'm not worried about it.
Everybody's at full at this point. Okay. If
Okay.
you lost endurance, you're at full. Okay. We'll,
Cool.
we'll just reset, and next game, you're at full. Your endurance is at full. Okay.
Yes. It's nice having a healer on hand.
Yeah.
There
We
you go.
need to be at full because we're gonna go against what is it, the major monster of the game?
Sure. Why not?
That's what she thinks of herself as.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You're gonna go against the henchman of the big bad.
So we aren't going into the boss fight yet.
No. You're going up against the henchman of the boss, which is
Yeah, first we have to recruit Seymour to our cause.
actually Orson. But you guys
Orson.
haven't clued into that, so I just
Okay.
probably shouldn't tell you. But yeah. Yeah. All right then. Leslie turns into a pumpkin at 10:30. So let's go ahead and stop this now. Before I do, any questions, comments?
No?
Nope.
All
Are you
right.
okay? You having fun?
Oh yeah.
It is a fun game. It really is.
Yeah, we could have probably taken 3 or 4 nights to do this if we had stopped at every option.
Thank you for not doing that.
We tried to get it through it in a timely fashion.
I needed to be ready in case you did, but I'm glad that you didn't. I really no. The school bus full of murdered children. That's not what I wanted to do. That's just not what I wanted. All right then.
No,
Okay.
It's just every single Eastern European fairy story talks about staying on the path.
I am so glad that you glommed onto that, because that was the most important thing here. All right then. Last chance. Any last comments?
I'm good.
All right, here we go. Haha! This has been Pirates of the Mesozoic with Craig Smith, Donald Von Griffin, Kieran Torres, Leslie Denneberger, Lloyd Montgomery, and me, GM Brandon Blackmore. Stay on the path. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for playing.